Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Real Debaters. I'm Michael Petrow, your host and one of the debaters on the show. We are supported by the Toad in the Hole Pub and Eatery in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The Toad has got a very cozy-like atmosphere. Just put a recliner in there and you'll feel like in your living room. They got a lengthy beer selection of craft and domestic and local and imported beers. And they got a delicious menu full of late-night snacks. I can't begin to tell you. I think I've tried them all. Next door to them is the whiskey bar, over 200 different whiskeys to choose from. And then downstairs in the basement is their live music venue, The Cavern, which has got a bunch of local and visiting bands coming through all the time. So please go down to the people at the Toad and say we sent you. Check it out if you've never been, and go back if you have. This week is our very first horror special. In the living room chatting with me is Martin Navarro and our resident horror expert, Jimmy Skinner. In short, we just told Jimmy, throw all your favorite ideas about horror at us, and we'll figure out how to make an episode about it. Mom would be proud. I built a list. I followed it. I stuck to it. You're welcome, Mom. It worked. You taught me well. So without further ado, I will... where's the reel? Oh, someone let the cats out. They probably took... Oh, no, there it is. Cue the reel. Enjoy the show.
That's no longer available. Is still Ask Jeeves still available?
Can you Google it?
I don't know. Maybe we can Google. I'll see. I think Ask Jeeves is still available. Ask Jeeves.
Sounds like you're saying Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves.
Sounds like I'm sure that website is available.
He's the butler.
It's like the porno version.
Oh, it is still there. AskJeeves.net.
You know what? I'm fine with that joke slipping over you guys. That's cool. Because you said Ask Jeeves, and then I said
porno
the
version?
butler.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, the people at home are laughing.
They are because they caught it. They
Yeah.
had more time to catch it.
I was reading the internet.
It was a deep joke.
Does Ask Jeeves still exist?
Yeah, it does.
.net.
It does. .net.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's still there.
Good for them.
How are they still making it go?
I don't know. Nostalgia?
Like anything that's still playing in the same swimming pool as Google.
What was
How
there?
are they still
Wasn't there Hotbot? Remember
financially
Hotbot or
solvent?
web crawler? Hotbot,
Everybody
web
likes
crawler.
Bing.
Like there's like GoDaddy, right? There's another one. Or even
Well,
Bing.
GoDaddy is a web hosting
that's
site,
like-
right?
yeah.
It's not really
Yeah.
a search engine.
I don't know what it is. I know I researched it. Like when I
They
was
sell
looking for-
domain names.
Yes.
Yeah, GoDaddy.
Yeah.
Like Danica Patrick was one of their
Yeah, they
sponsors.
used to just try to sell us domain names
Donaires?
by making us hard.
Yeah.
That was their whole... What happened to that, Martin?
Domain Names Make Me Hard by Jimmy Skinner.
Wait a minute. So, do you think that like,
Your mom listens to this, right?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Mom.
Do you think that they used Danica Patrick to give you a boner so that you would buy a domain name from her? Was that what you meant by?
That's what they were
That's
doing.
what they were doing for sure.
That's what they were doing to me.
That's like the Earl's way of commercialing, right? When Earl's switched.
Turn me on.
Well, yeah, but essentially, I mean, that's what I think of because I'm stoned.
Well,
But-
sex sells, right?
Yeah,
So-
sex sells, but like Earl's used to be golf shirts and jeans, right? Like that was. What,
I don't remember those days.
You don't remember those days?
No,
So
man.
my stepsister worked at one, and I remember going to them all the time before like baseball games and such. We'll talk about movies in a bit, but I remember there's like two cans hanging from the ceiling. Like if you've ever seen someone with like
butts.
not butts, but like like if you've ever seen someone sitting in if you've ever seen someone have this hanging in their garage where it's a bird and there's like the little cage thing and it's like back and
like a
forth.
parrot?
Like a parrot or a toucan or
okay.
something, like a
Yeah,
fake
yeah.
wall hanging. They were littered everywhere.
Oh, I thought you said two cans, but you meant toucan, like the bird toucan.
Like the bird, like the fruit.
I thought
Loops.
you said
Yeah.
I thought those
the
were two
Fruit
separate
Loops.
words. I was like two cans. I was like,
You
there are
don't
two
like the
cans.
cereal?
Ask Jeeves, come on, keep up.
Yeah.
I heard two cans. There's a space between those two.
Not the toucans on your ears.
The toucans.
The toucan, the bird. Anyways, they were littered everywhere in Earl's. And then, boom, overnight, it was like short skirts.
So
and
it was a rainforest cafe.
it was it was kind of a rainforest cafe.
Well, Moxie's soon followed suit after
Moxie's
that.
soon
Like
followed
I remember
suit, too.
Moxie's when Moxie's wasn't that. It was just like it was legit like I don't know what to compare it to, like a keg. Remember when Moxie's was sort of like the keg?
I don't know
Yeah,
the difference.
Moxie's had like white shirts. and your napkin, like
It's a
very
risk.
very proper, very like professional server. Anyways, I don't know why we keep fucking talking about this. Welcome to the show, Jimmy. How you doing today?
I'm wonderful.
Martin, you're back.
I'm back again.
Yeah, we're doing a lot more episodes. This is great.
I know. This is lots of fun.
I am having it is lots of fun. It's keeping.
I'm doing it for Utah, Mike. I know we have listeners in Utah, so I'm doing it for them. I'm here just for Utah.
Salt Lake City.
If you, Utah,
Go Jazz.
if you
Go Jazz.
if you're listening to us, Utah. I don't know why I'm doing a Donald Trump hand thing right now, but if you're
Inaudible.
if you're listening to us, send us an email at therealdebaters@gmail.com and tell us who the hell you are, because we want to know if you're one person with 9 wives, which is totally cool, or more than one person. That's all we want to figure out, and then we'll send you something. I don't know. We'll figure
We'll
something.
send them a Real Debaters cup.
A Real Debaters
that'd be
cup, or we'll
lovely.
buy you a movie in your hometown,
I'll just come visit you,
or Jimmy will come visit you.
but you got to put me up.
Jimmy fucking Skinner, Martin fucking.
He doesn't
Navarro.
eat much. He doesn't eat
I
much.
don't. I can fit into small
Yeah,
spaces.
he's good.
Yeah.
You grew a mustache since I've seen you.
Getting a little head start on Movember. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You need 2 weeks.
Yeah. I do need 2 weeks.
Need a
okay?
running start. That's okay. I as you can clearly see,
I need a year of
appreciate-
training to prep for that, so I'm not going to be part of
You
it.
need a year of testosterone
Yeah,
to prep.
I can't do it, man.
If we're talking,
Give me
about
that.
being
Give me that
honest.
HGH, baby.
Yeah, you just like. I don't know if that would give you big boobs or if it would give you facial hair.
Either way, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll be fine with either option.
You can trade off both of those things,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so let's get to talking about what we all came here to talk about.
Some movies.
Some movies.
What
you
kind
got
of
for us?
movies?
What kind of movies?
What kind of movies?
Well, considering it's Halloween, it's Jimmy's. That's the reason you're here, Jimmy, is because you are you are like I've standing next to you. I've never thought how much I don't know about horror, and I don't know how much you know about horror, but I know you know a fuck ton more than I do. So you are here for the Halloween episode
Yes.
to just the fucking smile on your face is killing me. I love
Spooktacular.
it. You brought your puns to regale us with some of your favorite movies that you're going to suggest at the end of the show.
Yeah.
You're going to play along with the game I have planned for us today, and instead of arguing, we are going to
Argue.
We're going to celebrate. That's what these are about.
We're gonna agree a lot more.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're not gonna shit on anybody today.
Shit on me.
I don't want to physically do that. Your mom's listening, Jimmy. Let's
Yeah.
not do that.
Okay, well, let's get to some of the things that have happened in the last couple days. This I thought was cool, and it is a little bit of an on-the-spot thing, but there was a screening that everybody thought they were going to see a T2 Judgment Day screening.
Sick.
And so they got there, and surprise, surprise, the most recent Terminator 6 in
Oh,
the order
shit.
of, was played for these people instead, right?
That's not okay.
Well, it is because
When is
that,
T6 out?
November, first week in November, I think.
Oh, that's pretty cool. They get like a 2-week.
Yeah,
head
they
start,
got a 2-week
right?
head start, which was super smart of whoever was in marketing because that release sparked amazing reviews for it.
Oh shit. That's
So
good news.
apparently it's as good as T2.
Oh my
man.
god, I can't wait. Cameron has something to do with this, right?
Yes, James Cameron's producing it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
What I thought would be fun, though, if you could think on the spot, what movie would you like to kind of be surprised to see and not know you were going to see it? Like, out of a big movie, like anything. Your
Jurassic
childhood,
Park.
Jurassic Park, would you have loved to have been in the room?
I want to see
for-
the new one.
Oh, the new. Yeah, okay, so what
I
you're
want to
saying.
be at the new one and not know it's going to be there. I'm like, oh, you're
Okay.
seeing Jurassic Park 1, the original
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Just because we want to get everyone hyped for the release. So it's free, whatever. And I go there. I'm like, oh my God, it's the new one.
And then Ian Malcolm
Yeah.
and Dr. Grant.
I'm like, wait a minute. They're all
Dr.
older.
Sattler.
They're sitting beside you.
The real person names.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. I wasn't thinking Goldblum. Who's the one who plays Grant?
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight. No. No.
Wayne Knight is everybody.
I don't want to play this game anymore. Moving on. Okay, so Jurassic Park, Martin. You're going to Google that. I know you're going to. I've been watching her in Big Little Lies. Okay, let's stop for a second.
What are we talking
We're trying to figure out who the 3 real actors are for Jurassic Park because I'm having a brain fart. at the
Would Jurassic Park fall under horror?
No, it would fall under thriller.
You think so?
Thriller or sci-fi, actually, because it's dinosaurs.
I
That's
like
science fiction. Martin, have you figured out who played Dr.
talking.
Grant, Dr. Sattler? I
Keep
can-
talking.
I can keep pandering.
Oh god, that's way too much.
Yeah. What did you ask me, Jimmy? You said
Whether Jurassic
Laura
Park
Dern
is
and Sam
horror.
Neill. Laura Dern and Sam Neill.
Dern.
Darn. She's great. I hope. I hope whatever cool. Like she's developed a really great persona recently. From a lot of the stuff I've watched her act in, like I think she's just on a not give a fuck tear.
It's going Dern.
And it's,
Star Wars is the last thing I saw her in.
Yeah, she was great in Star Wars.
Yeah, I liked
it was a short, commanding performance. So to bring back all three of them is going to be.
Well, she's been in a lot. Like she did F is for Family, the Bill Burr show. She's the mom in F is for Family, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So and then
Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
She was amazing on too. So Jimmy, what movie would you like to think you were not seeing? Like be surprised, random screening. Oh boy, this isn't on my list.
I don't know. Like, what if you went to go see The Shining and they showed you Dr. Sleep?
That's what I'm talking
Ooh,
about.
Yeah,
there
that'd
you
be
go.
sick.
Okay, that's perfect. And wouldn't that be? That's a great. Those are both
All right,
great ways.
I'm starting to side with you. That would be kind of exciting. I
Right?
would be prepared to see T2, and then if they showed me T6, I'd be like, this is fine.
It's out of the box.
This is great.
You get to be some of the first eyes on it. Not most. I think the coolest aspect of it is you're just a normal person. You're not important, but you've now been. No, all three of us, right? If we all went into T2 and we're like, you're expecting, this great sci-fi.
You're expecting
Edward
Eddie Furlong.
Boom.
You're expecting Edward Furlong, and you know what? Apparently, you're going to get Edward Furlong because he's in this one too. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a playback, or
I
like
think it
some
will be.
sort of little like. I hope he's of age. I hope it's Edward Furlong now.
It's somehow him as a kid. He has not aged.
Yeah, like I hope he's John Connor is what I'm getting at. Like it makes sense for him to be John Connor.
Oh, so you think
Finally.
he might just be playing like a side character, like they're bringing him in, or you think he's going to grow into John Connor?
No, I hope that whatever time they give him on screen, which I'm sure is brief, it will be in relationship to him being of age John Connor because now he's older, right?
Right.
So it just that whole fourth wall breaking thing. You've got an older Furlong playing in John Connor who
I think they're gonna
We've been
hand the
waiting to
reins
see.
over in this one.
you think they're gonna what?
Hand the reins over.
To
Because I think the story of John Connor is gonna be done. Like I think what's gonna happen is the war and John never happened until a later date. So John's gonna be an old man or whatever, older guy.
yeah,
And
they've got a lot
he's
of
not
room.
gonna be the guy to lead them. There's someone else who's gonna lead them because I think they did something in the past to change it.
Ooh,
So-
time
That's the-
travel.
yeah,
And then they're
you
gonna
can
get
always
like,
rewrite your script.
Time travel is dumb.
yeah. What would you do, Mike? What was your movie?
I didn't really like. I was thinking about this more in a way of asking you guys. I didn't really think too much in regards to this, but I think like a classic movie, a classic. I don't know. Like it has to be something from my childhood. I honestly, I'll throw Star Wars in. I would love to go to the theater and think that you're going
See
to
Phantom
see.
Menace.
Well, not even that. Here's what I would love, right? Okay, I would love to go and
Clone
walk
Wars.
in and think I'm going to see New Hope, Empire, and Return, right? But then all of a
Clone
sudden,
Wars.
Force Awakens comes on,
That'd be cool.
right?
That would be neat.
And then you're like, okay, Return of the Jedi comes on, or not Return of the Jedi.
They're just throwing it all over the place.
Jedi comes on. And then you're
Last
like,
Jedi?
Last Jedi, thank you.
That'd be a lot though. I don't think they could make
Well, this is
that, and then you know what I
This
mean.
is
They're not
my
gonna-
fucking dream
All right.
here. So
So they made both movies and then waited to
well,
release
no,
them.
this would be recent, right? So
Yeah.
so like say for example, I'm going to see a 3-film Star Wars a-thon in a theater, and I think I'm going to see the original 3, but then I get Force Awakens and I get Rise of the
So in-
Jedi and then Rise of Skywalker randomly
Oh,
plays at the
that'd
end.
be cool.
That's what
That'd
I'm
be cool.
saying.
Okay,
It's
that'd
like
be cool.
I went to go
Yeah.
see
Because
3.
you're thinking it's going to come right at the
You're
end of the second one. You're like, are they going to do it? Are they really going to do it? And then they do it, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a cool build up.
Exactly.
That'd be a cool build up.
I get up.
End of a
That's neat.
marathon.
I
Well done.
walk out. I'm thinking, all right, they fucked us. No big deal. It was great.
They
and then,
fucked us.
And then bang, the symphony kicks in, and then
Yeah.
everyone runs back to their seats. That would be
Everyone runs to better seats.
Yes, yeah. You have this giant free for all in the
People who
theater.
don't stay for after the credits are just screwed.
All right, cool. I like it.
Would Terminator fall under horror?
No,
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 sci-fi.
not quite.
Sci-fi.
I don't
Horror adjacent?
No, I wouldn't even say
All
horror
right.
adjacent.
Fine.
Definitely sci-fi.
I'd put it in horror adjacent.
Gentlemen.
Would you?
I would.
Gentlemen, can I tell you something?
No.
Yeah.
We have a Riddler.
Me?
Ooh.
Is it me? Was it me the whole
It
time?
wasn't you.
Ah,
I'm
that'd be a
sorry.
great riddle.
You were second.
You were my second pick.
What does that mean?
Well, my first pick. Well, I didn't even pick this, but this week the Riddler's been cast in the new Matt Reeves Batman movie.
Oh, thanks, man.
It
That was
wasn't-
your second pick?
You were my second pick.
Wow.
Yeah. The first pick though went to Paul Dano.
I like Paul Dano.
Oh, good for him.
So what do you guys think?
I think he's just the right amount of awkward to play the Riddler.
Yeah, and the lankiness. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
He's
That
all the things
Edward
I have.
Nigma.
I would love it if Matt Reeves inserted some sort of line where like Batman says to him, "I drink our milkshake. I drink it all the way down." Like just bring it in somehow, right?
I can't picture Batman ever drinking a milkshake.
No, or like the Riddler running around with a milkshake. Like
Something,
that's one of the
something.
best exchanges in cinema. That line makes no fucking sense. But so yeah, Martin, you think Paul Dano's gonna?
I like this cast because I mean, like, I think someone was saying Jonah Hill was thought of being it, but I'm like, well, he doesn't really fit the physique of Riddler. You know, Riddler's like a awkward, nerdy, lanky, tall dude.
Yeah,
He's a
totally.
Jimmy Skinner of a guy.
Yeah, he's got a Jimmy Skinner build, like a wimpier Mike Cera.
Yeah.
Is what the Riddler is.
Okay,
But then he's but it's like, you know, more intelligent. Like I think he in the Gotham show he plays like what do you call those due to the dead bodies?
Like a puzzle? Oh.
No, he works for the GCPD.
Oh,
he's like a coroner. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a coroner.
he's the
I
coroner.
think he's a coroner.
okay.
Or like CSI, something with crime scene investigation and stuff like that. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
But yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think his
Good actor too.
He's a really great actor. Like
It's shaping up to be a good movie.
Right?
Like, it's weird. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, with all the drama that went around Ben Affleck being first given Batman and then
just
all of a sudden
letting it go.
Well, yeah, but getting it and then going, I'm going to make it better. I'm going to direct it. And it's like, no, you're not. You got a lot of dick sucking at
Let
Warner
Kevin
Brothers,
Smith
buddy.
direct.
Yeah.
Anybody but you, Ben.
Yep.
Anybody but you. And then
I wish Kevin Smith directed Aquaman.
Great
From Entourage.
Yeah. And then he just was like, meh, I don't want it.
movie.
And it was like nobody gave a shit. And it was like, buddy, you were going to direct this. And now clearly I don't think they allowed him to call Matt Damon to be Robin. I think that was where that went to bed.
Nightwing. He'd be Nightwing. Nightwing.
All of a sudden, everybody in the room's like, are you pitching me Good Will Hunting? Is this Good Will Hunting in costume? Is that what you're doing, Ben? What the fuck? No.
I do not like Ben Affleck as Batman. I wasn't a fan.
No. It was our first podcast.
Yeah, that was our very first show.
We should do that show again. Now that we're a little bit.
No, that topic
no.
was not a good topic.
No, it wasn't.
I like Batfly.
I liked our cast, but I just didn't like the topic. It wasn't a good topic. Anyways,
You bleed.
You will. You will.
Sick.
Jimmy Skinner, what do you think about the guy who took your job from being the Riddler?
He seems like a nice enough guy. I mean, we were in the same room together. We went into the audition. He was better prepared. He won. So, I hold no ill will.
I hope he brings a little Miss Sunshine to it. You know,
yeah, just everything. He writes everything down. It's like, here you go.
it's just, that's riddle me this.
He's not speak.
Yeah. You think he'll?
Yeah,
be
like
up
I
for the
said, this is
challenge?
going to. I think this is going to be a good movie. I don't want to jinx it.
We have
but
Zoe Kravitz, Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson, and Paul Dano.
Sounds good.
It sounds good.
It sounds like the next generation of like actors ready to take over. like, a
Yeah,
major
that's
movie.
an
It
interesting
is.
take.
I read a story
Ah.
that Robert Pattinson was on a plane next to a very famous producer. I can't remember the name of the producer, but he didn't even know he got Batman.
Oh, wow.
Before he got
Shit.
Batman, and it was all over the news, like one of those stories.
He sees it on Twitter.
And he's like refreshing because he's more concerned about the negative than the positive because he wants everyone to like it.
Right.
And
It seemed to go both ways online, from what I noticed.
well. And Danny Boyle threw his name out for James Bond too. Like
Weird.
he was kind of in that Vegas running for James Bond. For
Is that how casting works? You just tweet it and hope someone sees it?
you fail upwards in Hollywood? Famous words
Sweet.
of Kevin Smith, right?
I can do that.
Yeah, so can I. I think we have been. So, where was my point? It usually tends to get away from me. Martin, where was my?
You were
point?
talking
I know, we're
about,
talking about Batman.
You were talking about Batman.
Yes. Anyways, this just has. You're right. This has legs to be really good.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think I'm gonna go see this movie when it comes out.
Definitely.
We should all see it together.
We should.
Oh,
Mike,
that
we
sounds
should
like
make a date
nice date.
with Jimmy.
Best
We did.
friends.
I'm involved in a date. This is the best episode ever.
Final Star Wars trailer.
You know what? I fucking hate this because I was like, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of the last movie. Like I liked parts of it, but as a whole, I was like, it didn't make sense to me. Like I wasn't a fan. When I walked out, I wasn't like, ugh. I was blown away. Like at least with the first
That's
one.
your
The first
happy
one, right?
sound
Yeah,
after
ugh.
movies.
No, that's how I felt after it. Ugh. But like the first
The
one. What was it?
hormone monster from Big Mouth. Ugh.
What was the first one? Was
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Like that one had a bit of like that one had the formula of Star Wars that I liked.
It's J.J.
It had-
Abrams.
it had, like,
yeah.
three major characters that are all like the story was revolving around them, and then one villain that was involved in that, which is what I liked about like the format of Star Wars. I think the other one had just too many characters. They were going back and forth between people. I wanted more time with Poe Dameron because I think he's a great character. You're
right.
I wanted more of the. I thought I wanted more of the Finn, Poe, and the Rey relationship and the Kylo to kind of be the center of the story instead of adding more characters to it.
I get it. Yeah, like there is already a good amount of usual suspects work from within instead of just piling on more characters.
But that opening fight scene was pretty cool. Like, I mean, with the bombers and they were trying to run away and they blew up that huge. I thought that was cool. Like, it had its parts. The lightsaber duel with the Emperor's Guard and Rey and Kylo.
Oh, it was dope.
I thought that was
amazing.
dope.
Yeah.
That was absolutely.
And it had its
amazing.
funny parts, like with shirtless Kylo Ren. That was cool too. That was funny.
He is box chested.
Fucking
shredded.
Yeah.
Man, shredded.
Shred City Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren shredded hashtag.
But I'm gonna see this one. I don't know if I'm gonna see it opening day. Most
we didn't
likely
get
I will.
tickets and they
No,
all
we
went on
didn't.
sale yesterday.
So I'm just like,
so
I'm not in a hurry to see it. So I don't know, but I'm gonna see it.
Jimmy, have you seen the new trailer yet?
I haven't.
You haven't.
I haven't.
Do you want to go in the corner and watch it for 30 seconds?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, go
No.
watch
All
it.
right.
Yeah, go
No.
seriously. Go throw it on right now. Yeah, no, I'm 100%. It's totally fine. Just put it on quiet. No, I'm kidding. We're doing a podcast here.
You don't have to do it, Jimmy.
I'm gonna watch
I,
the trailer. I want to be included.
Yeah, no, I want to bring something up which you can chime in on after you're done. I have this theory, Martin,
Yes.
about what's going to happen in the last one. You ready for it?
Yeah. Wait. Before you say it, this theory. Did you read about
Nope.
the stuff on the
Nope.
internet? Okay.
This is my own theory.
Okay.
We have yet to see Rey's lineage, correct?
Yeah.
And I did tell you, we're not going to get in trouble for this. Don't worry about it.
No, that's fine.
We just can't put the image up. So I'm under the impression that because we haven't seen Rey's lineage yet, and I know I told you that other theory that you didn't want to know about with.
No, I left when you guys
you
talked
left
about it
when
on the
we were
podcast.
talking. Okay, so I won't bring that up.
I fast forwarded too, so go ahead.
But there is room in my theory for Kylo to go to the Force, and I believe Rey will go to the dark side.
Oh, so they're gonna do a reverse.
They're going to do a reverse. Yeah. Keep watching. You're allowed to chime in when you're done. So, like, my theory comes from the idea that Kylo is still on the verge.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't fully jumped ship. And watching Rey get drawn so far into that scene where she's training in Rise that I feel that she's going to get grasped by the Emperor and be switched, and Kylo's going to have to come in and save the day, and will sacrifice himself. That's my theory. What is that?
I don't know because the thing is called Rise of Skywalker. So who is the Rise of Skywalker?
Ben Skywalker.
But
Ben
it's
Solo.
Ben Solo. It's not. He's not. He's
Okay, brother, sister,
Yep.
Leia, Luke.
Then he would. But I think Rey is a Skywalker somehow.
I don't think she is.
I don't know.
Did they superimpose Carrie Fisher into this again? God damn it. I'm not seeing this movie.
Perfect timing.
Okay, Jimmy, they had enough film from the previous that they could use. This is not.
Fuck that. Show some goddamn respect.
This is one. These are 100%. These are not CGI. This isn't Grand Moff talking. Okay.
I'm not happy.
This isn't Rogue One Leia. It's real Leia. It's their last images. So
This looks beautiful. Like,
Right?
it really. Oh my god.
I know
looks like it's
it. You
shot
know what?
so well.
I usually when the trailers come out, I'm all like. You remember when The Force Awakens came out? I was all over that trailer. I remember
Yeah.
posting it, seeing memories of myself posting it. This is the first time I'm like, you know what? Didn't care, nothing. But then this trailer, I'm like, fuck, they got me. Like Disney got me again. Like I feel like I want to see this and I need to see it, but I just don't know. I don't think I'm seeing it the first day, but I'm definitely seeing it like, first week for sure.
I don't know how much Kevin Feige had involved in this because I think it was last week or the week before. He's actually now brought in to sit on Marvel and Star Wars. Like he's overseeing both.
God damn it.
So he'll die in probably 4 years of anxiety. But I think he may have had something to do with that trailer because that trailer feels like an Endgame trailer to me. It feels like
Oh, it's
everything.
great.
Absolutely.
It's great. It feels like everything involved is going to be in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and we know nothing from that trailer. Like
Yeah.
all of those scenes are in 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and they're back to back, and they're all just out of sequence. So we go, oh, it must be different parts of the movie. But I think Feige was like, we're gonna do some endgame shit and sprinkle that magic dust over here. And
He just has
Crazy.
that.
yeah.
Well, you know the Emperor's back. Like he's talking it, and like the old school like Star Destroyers are back. So he's definitely was rebuilding his army from, I guess, underwater or something, because they all rise up. All those Star Destroyers rise
Right.
up. You're like, what the fuck?
There is another planet that's very water-like. I've read some. I haven't read too much because
Is it Camino? Camino's the clone planet where they were all born.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm a nerd.
There's a lot of leaks on there. I don't want to speculate because it'll ruin
Yeah,
people's.
don't. But yeah.
So let's move on. I can explain this to you. This is kind of something that's interesting and is following with what's going on in the world. China won't show the original theater release of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because Tarantino refuses to remove the scenes that make fun of Bruce Lee and don't honor Bruce Lee.
Oh.
So they in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the scene between Brad Pitt and Lee is amazing because it's a fight scene. Spoiler alert. It plays on Bruce Lee's arrogance and his ego more than his like Zen-like idea.
Okay.
So my question is, like, do you think he should? Like, do you think he should
No,
bend? Because
we should not give in to China.
This is the guy that's like,
No, Michael.
oh, we don't have any China listeners.
this is the guy who's like, fuck the film you guys are using right now. I'm using this old school shit. Y'all can go fuck yourself. Like, the Tarantino's not, you know what I mean? He's old. He's not gonna bend.
No.
He's not gonna bend.
No.
If he's not gonna use new film, like whatever they're using now to film movies, he's not gonna do it for China.
But there is, like, to play devil's advocate, there is two sides to this where the studio is going to be like, listen, buddy, we gave you this money to make money. We can't show it in an economy that has 1 billion
What studio
people.
released it?
I'll take a look here.
I
Either
thought he
way,
does
like
his-
it's
I thought he has his own studio.
Lionsgate.
well, yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
think he's. I don't know how he works. He's probably got a pay or play deal where
Dimension Films.
no matter what happens, even if he
New
doesn't
Line
direct
Cinema.
it, he gets
This is fun.
once upon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he should change it.
No.
I mean, why would he? I don't think he doesn't. Seem
Well,
like
for
the
the
type
one
of
reason I'm
person-
saying is that
Yeah, I
if
get
the
it,
studio
but-
starts to put pressure on him, then he's really got no choice unless he came up with all the money to finance this film himself, which I'm going to find out. I'm
got a lot of that
I'm going
feet
to
money.
guess. Yeah, I'm going to guess that didn't happen. But hang on.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, they reshot like Elton John. They reshot Elton John, right? Or did they just
They
censor
did?
it? That we were talking about in the last episode that China released like a censored version of the Rocket Man movie.
They
Oh.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I guess in that, like, I don't. Maybe they'll just
Maybe
China
they'll
will just
do it themselves.
cut
yeah.
it out. They'll be like, we're just not gonna put the Bruce Lee scene in here and skip straight to Act 5. You know.
I don't see why they wouldn't do that. That seems right up their alley.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Produced by Columbia Pictures, Bona Film Group, Heyday Films, and Visiona Romantica,
Of course.
and distributed by Sony. So Sony bought it. So Sony's going to want to make as much money as they possibly can. So they're going to, like,
it seems like a Sony move.
it seems like a Sony move, but at the same time, we know what they did with Spider-Man. So just shut the fuck up and don't get in the way.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, Sony. Stay in the office, Sony. All right, cool. One last
We
thing.
almost lost you, Tom.
Actually, no, I got nothing else. That's basically what I caught and thought we should kind of chat about today. So, this is where we get to your favorite part, Jimmy.
I thought you were gonna talk about the studio, the new studio.
We'll save that till the end.
Okay.
Yeah,
Spooky.
yeah. We'll bring that up at the end. Because I actually want to ask him about it because
Okay.
I have a feeling he might know a little bit about.
I don't know anything.
So when we all started talking about getting this episode together, I couldn't really figure out the best way to celebrate Halloween through cinema. So instead of negating one idea and only focusing, I figured let's make a sweet, easy list to kind of go over that celebrates some of the best movies that you watch during Halloween. So let's start with one of the classics, best slasher flick.
Who? You're looking at me.
I'm looking at you, buddy.
Oh, man. For me, this is the easiest pick ever. It's some of my favorite horror movies of all time, and just movies in general.
Yeah.
But the Scream franchise is easily my favorite.
That was what I had to.
That's what I had too.
Scream
That's
is so
hilarious.
good, man.
It's
Come on,
perfect.
Dudley.
Just
Dudley. I love Dudley. He's like one of my favorite characters in that whole. He is my favorite character in that whole franchise.
David Arquette.
Yeah.
David Arquette.
It's Dewey.
Dewey. Sorry, Dewey. Did I say Dudley?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
What?
It redefined the horror genre as a whole, like people weren't doing anything like this like they were doing the slasher thing with Halloween and Freddy and whatever, but they weren't going out of their way to be meta and explain what's going to happen and how the movie's going to work and give you a set list of actual rules that horror movies follow by and just read it to you on screen in the movie. Nobody's ever done anything like that. And then movies after that, like I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I wish I had more examples. Right? Yeah, exactly. They basically just copy suit and do the same thing. So it's amazing to see, even now, I think Scream is still.
I also think it has to do, like it is Wes Craven. So copying a Wes Craven move is a sure bet. Right. He's been hanging around in Hollywood for umpteen years. Well, until he passed away.
And what I like about it, it's one of those movies that it'll hold the test of time.
Forever.
There's not too many special effects, you know what I mean? Like in terms of like CGI or anything. It's just it's a good horror film.
It's actually scary. That was my like I was way too young to be watching it, but it got me so good because it just seems like something that could happen. Maybe not as much the costume, but just someone breaking into your house and stabbing you. That is terrifying. That gets me at night.
It is, and it's not fun. It's plausible.
Right, exactly. It's not your Michael Myers Unkillable Machine or your supernatural Freddy Krueger.
No, this is just a dude.
Yeah, it's just a dude.
He's only in my dreams.
Dudes.
If I don't go to sleep,
spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen what year was that out? Scream
95.
I was gonna say 96.
Oh my God! And Matthew Lillard, he is my favorite part of that
Skeet
whole
Ulrich.
movie. And Skeet. No, Matthew Lillard, man, he just gives it his all. That whole performance.
He sells the psychopath well.
So, oh my God, he does such a great job. And Courtney Cox and man,
Drew Barrymore.
They created the
Drew
love.
Barrymore, the opening scene.
Drew Barrymore's opening scene.
You guys were old enough to. Were you old enough to see this in theaters when it came out?
I was in high school, so no.
I was in high school too. No. Yeah, I know where I was.
I saw it in theaters, but we stuck in.
But like Drew Barrymore was like a known actress at the time, right? Like she was. You've seen her in other things before you knew of her.
Yeah.
So how shocking was it to see her get immediately gutted
the first movie.
in the first scene of the movie?
First scene.
At not being the nerd that I am about film now, but knowing what you're saying, yes, I agree with you.
Like crazy.
You don't kill off your big.
She was on the poster. Like you think she's going to be the star of the movie, the final girl, and then they just, oh my God.
Which is meta to your whole idea of.
It's beautiful.
We're going to tell you how we're going to rewrite this as we're shooting it and making it and letting you enjoy it.
I'm glad we all picked this.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And we didn't talk before either. Like none of us were like, hey, what are we going to, this was all just like, what are you bringing to the party? I remember where I was with my girlfriend at the time at her parents' house. We were all watching it together. And I was like just stiff with fear.
It's great.
And like
they never let Sydney have a moment to breathe.
No,
like there's always a ghost face attack. Like even when she's in the high school bathroom, she gets attacked by ghost face. You think she's just gonna pee, and then no.
And like to not be able to pee, like that's
the scariest thing of all.
Well, that's the when you're most vulnerable.
That's what Halloween's all about.
Yeah,
you're most vulnerable in the toilet, and you're just like, well, your pants are down. This is not a good place.
I think that's why I have a fear of shitting in the woods, because if anything's coming at me, it's already got a leg up.
When to go.
When to go.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Mike. If you're in the woods and something's coming at you, it's automatic. No matter what you're doing, it's got a leg up.
Just be happy. Be happy your pants are down and you can defecate with not in your pants.
That'll be that.
Bears will eat you butt first. Yeah. I'm just gonna say
that's actually true.
Yeah,
that's a fun fact.
A lot like Drew Barrymore to get Drew Barrymore in a slasher flick.
Incredible
at her level. Courtney
even
Cox,
then, like
up and
you know
coming,
what? Drew
rising.
Barrymore was in E.T.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. She was the kid in E.T.
Buck Wild,
and then now she was like the first person killed off in Scream.
And so we had Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream
3, and Scream 4. And they are planning another one, but Wes Craven died, so they were they're being a little weird with the release idea.
Okay.
And whether they're going to do it. I think they should, because I would still watch it. But
it would, you know what, I'm okay with it.
I think it's the right time, because everything's getting rebooted anyway, so why not do it? They don't even have to reboot it. Keep the story going.
They didn't make it by the time 3D came, so it'd have been Scream 3D. I'm like, just don't make it. Keep it simple.
Martin.
That's
don't even
good.
say
I'm just
that.
saying.
Don't say that out loud.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Oh, you're right. Because
there
was like
that?
Saw
Scream
3D. Just awful.
Scream 3 3D. Oh, that's
Scream 3D.
Another beautiful
thing. You don't
thing.
need the 3D.
This movie is so good, you guys. It created love. Courtney Cox and David Arquette got married because they met on the set of Scream 1.
Really?
Is that not fantastic?
That's interesting.
They later divorced, but there was a few seasons of Friends. There were a couple seasons of Friends where she was Courtney Cox Arquette, and David Arquette was in the few episodes, but whatever.
That's right.
Created love. What other horror movie can you say did that?
And then divorce.
What
other horror movie can you say did? Oh, a lot of them.
Normally they just create a giant pile of eviscerated bodies, but this one
and Jamie Kennedy.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
Everyone. He was my favorite character.
I'll be back. And he gets up and walks out of the room. I 100% agree that it and you know what? I remember my first horror movie. It was Lost Boys.
Ooh.
That's such a good movie too.
Didn't scare me at all.
No,
I love that movie. It's not super scary, but I mean, like it does have its scary moments. It was more of like an adventure. Like remember Monster Squad? That's what it kind of was.
It's campy.
Yeah,
100%. And Kiefer Sutherland's kicking ass as a vampire. But like I was never scared. I was never under the covers when I was watching some sort like a Freddy movie or a Jason movie until I got older.
Because you know it's fake, right? You know it couldn't happen.
Well, that combined with the fact that I just knew, like, even not knowing that it couldn't happen, I was just like, this doesn't seem real. At 7, I was very self-realized, but
this isn't right.
But I didn't get afraid.
There's a man behind that curtain.
But like Scream scared the shit out of me, and I was like 15.
Yeah,
right. So I think it's
that's a good age. That's like a perfect age.
I think it's what Jimmy said. It was something that they weren't doing in movies, and you just didn't expect it. So it's like one of those things where you're like, oh fuck, that's like I've never seen this before. It
made it real, where Halloween's not real, like you say. Like Mike Myers is, he's
just it's a fictional character. But if someone in a mask came into your house and stabbed you, well, that's Scream.
And then more so, they're in your group of friends.
Did you lock the door?
Right? Yeah.
Did you lock the door?
Did I lock the door?
This is scaring me.
I'm just kidding.
My back's towards the door. I'm the one
seeing it coming. I'm booking it.
Sweet. Okay, we're throwing you to the curse. Speaking of curses, that's what's next.
Ooh.
What movie has what movies have some of the best curses?
The Ring.
The
Asian version, not the North American.
I never
one.
saw the Asian version.
I fucking had to turn my TV around when I first saw that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Man, you should watch a lot of horror movies in that era are based on that. Yeah. Watch the original Asian versions.
Hell
Fuck,
yeah,
they're crazy, man.
I got to.
You can get subtitles too on the internet. So I mean, you should
Thank you.
get them. I legit had to. After I saw that, I saw it at a friend's place, and I went home. I had to turn my TV the other way.
That's
just because I was so scared.
I want that again.
Watch it, man.
Is The Ring the one with the
Ring and the Grudge? The well.
And then there's The Grudge too.
The Grudge too as well. Watch The Grudge as well.
But which one has the weird noise coming out of the girl? Is it The Ring?
That's The Ring. Oh no, that's The Grudge.
Is it The Grudge?
I think it's a little boy though.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, Shauna does a really great impression of it.
Yeah.
Fucked with me the other day.
It's like in the shower behind you, grabbing your head.
Yeah.
But see those movies to me, yes, there's obviously a curse involved, but like when I think of curse, I think more of Amityville Horror.
That's what I was going.
That's what you were going for.
Yes.
Or The Exorcist, right? Like
Poltergeist.
I think of
The Shining.
Yeah, like I think of something that
you're not gonna dig up any corpses.
Curse of Chucky.
Yeah, like what's going on in The Grudge is a cyclical thing, right? It's constantly happening to some person who gets involved in whatever's happening, whereas with the Amityville Horror,
there's a curse upon the house.
There's a curse upon the house.
See, what made The Ring scary was the fact that it could happen to anyone.
That's
the
true,
Amityville, you have to go to that house to get cursed. Poltergeist, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing with The Shining. But this one, you just watch a fucking video and you're just
You go to a goddamn Blockbuster and you come home with that bad boy.
Nope.
Where's there a Blockbuster?
It's got a sleeve.
Is there still a Blockbuster?
I think there's still a Redbox. He's talking about Redbox.
There is one remaining Blockbuster.
In Alaska.
They actually closed.
No,
oh, really?
They
did like earlier in this year. I know.
How am I going to get movies?
How do you return your movies if that's where you get them from?
I don't.
By express post?
They have never called.
But Amityville Horror was like it. I like. They're all mental, essentially, and physical. But I liked how
there's a true story behind.
That's what I was getting at. Is the true story
like
with The Grudge? I'm like, okay, that's a little in left field. It's great, but it's a little in left field of reality. Where Amityville Horror is Ronnie DeFeo, being told to go
his family.
Kill him, catch him, kill him, right? So that bad juju really
you
sucks
believe
me
it.
in. Yeah, you do. You believe. And my mom's been actually.
Really?
Yeah,
that's really cool.
The Amityville Horror House.
The Amityville Horror House.
Horror. is
Jamie's mom would not agree.
She knows. She knows how not cool I am.
Back at the ranch. So in Amityville, it's a very affluent town. Lots of money there, but old money, not new money.
Weird.
And they went down on a road trip. And the DeFeos came into money. They came into a bunch of car dealerships. So then they moved to Amityville. And everybody was like, who are these people? They don't belong in Amityville. Because that's how people from Amityville sound.
We don't take kindly.
Yeah, we don't take kindly to these rapscallions. So they all wanted them out. And then when this happened, it was like, well, that just
I guess
more
it
fuel.
worked.
Fuel to the fire. These people were, we shouldn't have let them in. But when you go there, you can't, people won't tell you where it is. They don't
They don't want you to.
They don't want the attention.
They don't want the attention there.
Okay.
And they did find it.
Does it still look the same?
It's boarded up.
That's fucking scary.
It's owned by a corporation, numbered
so
company.
they just won't tear it down, eh?
They just won't tear it down.
Oh, God.
But there's one window they saw inside. I guess the board, I don't know how they could, but there's still furniture from a time.
Very cool.
They just don't fuck with it.
How much would someone have to give you to spend a week there?
Oh.
There's not enough money in the world.
No? You wouldn't do it? No. I would try.
My life is priceless.
I'd try for $20.
How much of it is in your head versus how much of it's
right,
in the
that's
walls?
what I mean, because it's so, I don't know, I scare myself all the time just
if you didn't know about
over imagining things.
If you didn't know about it, would it affect you the same way? You know what I mean?
Like
if
someone
you didn't know
just
about
said,
the curse.
Hey, this is a haunted house. You have
no,
to
not
stay
even
in.
haunted house.
Oh, they don't even say that?
Just stay here.
I'll tell you, I won't even do it for money. I just want to go into that house looking the way I look and come out looking like Ryan Reynolds with his shirt off in the remake, and that would be more than enough for me. I would love a 12-pack.
I didn't mind the remake either.
I didn't mind the remake.
I thought it was
either.
fine.
When was the original movie out?
70.
I should know that.
78,
I'm
76,
sorry. It was
somewhere around there.
James Brolin and Margot Kidder.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which is, but he becomes an evil prick.
Yeah, no, you see him dive into his madness. It's it's great. It's wonderful.
I liked the remake though because he turned murderous.
Yeah,
he turned into another DeFeo essentially.
Yeah. Well, they say he kind of looks like Ronnie too, right? Like that's the whole. Yeah. Like he sees the newspaper picture of Ronnie, and it's like, oh my god, that looks just like me. And then he's like, I better go kill my family, I guess.
Another native burial ground, Martin. You know my affinity with native burial grounds. After this last week, I picked The Shining. Said you could dig up in a burial ground and hang the things on your wall. That was a great idea.
He goes back and saves the dog. That's my favorite part of Amityville. He saves the fucking dog. Thank God. I love him.
I love that
Peter must have loved that.
Yeah. Was Brolin's character a stepfather too?
Yes.
Okay, so that they
in real life, the George Lutz, like he is the stepfather to the actual children.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, Lutz and DeFeo. Yeah, not same last name.
They swear by it. The children over the years, like the two twin boys, have kind of said, maybe not. It's real. They've flip flopped a lot.
I would imagine for whoever's paying the most at the time for the story, right? Like that.
They did really get visited by the priest, and he did really go blind.
Really?
Yeah.
Those are based on fact.
Yes.
What? Wow.
Kind of scary.
That is kind of, that just adds to it. And I remember my mom was like, they take these lovely videos of wherever they go, and they take all their pictures and they make a video out of them whenever they travel somewhere. Seen a lot of buffalo, my friend. A lot of North Dakota
Many
trips.
a bison.
Not your cat, right?
Not my cat, no. Actual stampedes
Some burger.
of buffalo. So they were going through this video of photos, and they stopped on the house.
And there's Ronnie DeFeo.
in the window with a shotgun. No, and then they went another photo ahead, and I was like, no, go back.
Yeah.
And I instinctively, from when we'd go to Blockbuster when I was a kid,
you'd see the face in the house, right?
You'd see the house in the front of the cover of the movie box, and I was like,
so
I know
cool.
that fucking house. And my mom's like, that's the house. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
Is your mom a horror fan like that, or just a movie fan?
Our priest once
went blind.
Our priest called the house once pretending to be Hannibal Lecter.
What the fuck?
Wow.
And
really?
Called and went, is Clarice there? And I was like, hang on, Father Jimmy. I was in on it, so I just passed the phone over to my mom, and he's like, Clarice. That night,
your mom's name's not Clarice, right?
No, it's Margot.
Okay.
But he did the whole bit on the phone, and that night she walked around the house with a butcher knife going underneath the couch and shit.
He really scared her.
Oh, he fucked with her.
Oh, I want those kind of scares in my life.
You know what?
I welcome them.
I don't do well with those kinds of scares. The Strangers is the most scary movie.
Loved it.
That ever really messed with me. And
see, that's what I'm talking. It's the same thing with Scream, where someone could just break into your house and stab you to death. Like, it's a real thing that could happen and has happened.
Do you know what about that movie messed with me more than the plausibility of a break-in?
What's that?
The genuine love they had for what they were doing to those people.
Oh, just like that's what she says at the end, right? We're doing this because you were home.
That's what freaked me out the most.
Like doing it.
And when Liv's having the smoke in the kitchen and the one character just walks into the frame and stands there and
you see him there
looks.
for like a full 2 minutes.
Yeah,
it's like a one shot. It's so I love that movie.
Oh my God. I was watching that movie and like my computer, like the screen used to turn off, so I'd hit the mouse just to like activate the screen again.
Yeah.
You know, first world problems. And so like I'd be too lazy to like get up and
turn off your
it.
screensaver.
Yeah, I know, right? So like I was watching it and I had like a long stick to like poke the mouse because
you're a garbage person.
I'm a fucking shitty human being. I'm so lazy. So I have this stick on my lap. And my roommate like bangs on the basement door and it's like, I'm home. And I'm like, blood. I just like threw the fucking stick in the air, banged to my computer. I was like, fuck this. I'm done. I can't watch the rest of this movie by myself.
It's a movie that you watch at 2 a.m. by yourself.
Oh,
was this when you were in the Roslyn?
No, this was long. This was a long time ago. This was when I was like, oh Jesus, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
See, that one, they give you the based on a true story at the start, but it's not really.
Yeah.
Right. I tried to look it up and see what they were talking about, but I think they just mean a home invasion.
Yeah.
Like there's no people going around specifically looking to kill people.
It's one of the 1,500 that happened that year. Yeah.
I think they just did the based on a true story because they could, and it does make it a bit scarier for people.
What about The Exorcist?
Based on a true story.
Right? Like happened to a boy, not a girl though.
Yeah.
Right?
I was that boy.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell. Which that stuff was Greenpeace soup.
Man, my mom listens to
The Exorcist. It was so ahead of its time.
Oh,
like what they were doing on screen, like it just like how the fuck did they get away with this back in the day? Like this was just not.
Ratings board must have had a field
yeah. You
day
just
with
don't. You just never saw that in a film.
No.
I don't think right at that time.
You never saw
nothing close.
A child say those words to an adult,
or fuck across,
or spin its head, or crawl like a spider. But
you've seen them puke green slime, though.
Yeah,
I have seen children do that.
I'm sure
I've
our
done
friends
it.
with kids.
I've done it last week.
Yeah.
Right? It's a thing.
What kind of comedy nights do you guys go to?
All of them.
Excuse me. No, The Exorcist has always been, and you know what? Surprisingly enough, I love the third Exorcist. It's the one where the priest from the first one comes back.
Right.
He's been in hiding for years. He's been possessed by a devil in a mental institution, and then a serial killer jumps into another guy's body. Like it does a really bad job of it, but it brings some.
It's a nice premise.
It's a nice premise. Where the second one was Regan older and just revisiting. I
was just trying to make money.
Yeah, really jumping. Going back to the
You'll
same.
feel
one
that with
movie
a lot.
that should have like there's like those movies that just should have just had one.
Yeah.
Every
Just,
single horror movie has that feeling.
Yeah,
Hey,
you see what I
maybe
mean?
they
Just
should've
don't tarnish
stuck.
the reputation.
Yeah.
Just stop trying to make money and just let it.
But it was the 80s, baby.
Yeah, I know.
That leads us into the next.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, go ahead, do the next topic. But
the next
with
topic
the thing is, like, this next topic is hard for you to pick because like I kept thinking of great horror movies, and I'm like, did that have a sequel? Because I never really saw a lot of the sequels because the first one was like, I don't want to tarnish my memory, so I was like kept looking up like what was good, what was not, and it was hard to pick a movie like for this next topic.
And
Yeah.
what
You
is
could
the
introduce.
next topic?
Oh, let me tell you guys. The next topic is what horror movie should have had a sequel that didn't. Right. So
Can we just say?
or should have had a series or something, right? Like
That they could have done something more.
yeah, right. They
I would have said done something more, but I mean like maybe it was good on its own. Like I like standalone. Is that the standalone one, right?
well,
Yeah.
standalone is
was still good.
So
Like best standalone horror movie.
here I'll give you an example. Mine is The Sixth Sense.
Oh, that's good.
I thought that would be a great
Ghost Detective. I'd watch that.
Yeah, right. Ghost Detective, or more so, Haley Joel Osment grows up, and then pays it forward. So
we
to
just
speak.
we just watch him and pay it forward.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so true.
I can't believe you said that.
I didn't. Well, one for me. That's on the board. But yeah, so either Bruce Willis continues on, creates like a force of like ghost detectives.
I would watch the shit out of that show.
You know what I mean? Or like convert it into some sort of series like mentality,
Right.
Or revisit it, right? Not so much a sequel, but like a sequel is always defined as what comes next, right? It could be The Sixth Sense revisited. If you literally,
M. Night's bored, man. I think he'll do it.
I watched Glass the other night. Motherfucker, is he ever bored?
Yep. That is a long movie.
I mean, he should do something.
Too.
Like, I mean, if you do a series, like HBO could do something really good with that, or
totally.
what I mean?
That's like a mini series,
like Amazon or something.
Right?
Amazon can do something great with it, like you know.
Like I know The Shining wasn't well received at first because Kubrick shat all over it, but then they did a mini series on it in the early mid.
That's the one Stephen King prefers.
That's the one Stephen King prefers, and then
is that a TV movie?
It's the TV movie. It was like Four-Nighter or something.
Yeah. It's 4 hours long.
Yeah,
because they can go through everything that was in.
They can cover a lot more in the book. Yeah,
exactly. Which is why I think The Sixth Sense would do well in
on
some
that
regard. Go on.
The original It miniseries on TV was going to be 8 hours long.
Jesus.
But yeah, the producers forced him to cut it down to 4. So who knows what we could have had with that first miniseries? Maybe less two grown men riding a bike montages, but whatever. That was my favorite part.
I think I know what he got when he had to give up It. I think they gave him The Stand.
Right.
Like an 8.5, 9-hour movie.
You get The Stand now.
Like what, 4,700 page, somewhat ridiculous numbered book? Like that.
He should just stick to short stories.
What's the short story to Stephen King? 900 pages?
1408 was a short story.
Really?
Yeah, that was a really good movie.
And you know what else? The Green Mile was released in segments.
There you go.
They released a book every 3 to 4 months.
I mean, we talked about that.
We did. Yeah, we did. We totally did.
Shows, prison movies.
Anyways, kind of to bring it back to this. So yeah, my pick is The Sixth Sense for some sort of sequel-like stretch.
I don't want a sequel for my pick, but if there was one, I would watch it. I would go with Interview with the Vampire.
Oh.
And I wanted a series prequel about Lestat.
That's fucking amazing.
That's what I want.
That's a good pick, man.
You want to know how Tom Cruise became.
I want to know how Tom Cruise got turned and how he became Lestat. Because he was like an old vampire, right?
Man, that's good. That seems like something Netflix would immediately pick up.
I know. Netflix, please, if you're listening, somebody do a series about Lestat.
Tom Cruise, I know you're listening.
I don't know if Tom Cruise would do it, but I mean, like, I would probably cast someone else because it'd be. I guess it wouldn't matter.
Young Cruise,
because he's young in that, right? He's really young looking in that.
But he's a vampire.
But he's a vampire, so
right.
Or maybe Tom Cruise could play like, I guess. Well, he would be the same age. I guess.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
Wouldn't work with Tom Cruise, but I mean, like, I would like to see that character.
Yeah.
Again, because he was that was one of my. I think that's one of my favorite horror.
Well, he's in the books. Like he's in the books a lot. I think he's in 3 or 4 books actually, and I think he was a musician before he was a vampire, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, so they could do a little bit about that.
Yeah, there was like he was kind of like a Michael Hutchinson. No, Michael from NXS. Who am I thinking of? Michael.
I think it is Hutchinson. Is it
not? I don't know. Yeah,
my mom would know.
Ask your mom.
Mom.
Anyways, that's a great fucking idea, Martin. I'm so
stumped
that's a
good
by
one.
that. Like I really want to write into my mayor and tell Mr. Bowman to like
please make this series.
Yeah, like somehow make this fucking happen. What about you, Jimmy?
Oh, I picked 2016's The Belko Experiment. You guys ever get to see that?
Wow, I heard about that.
It's like Office Space. And killing people.
Motherfucker! I didn't think anybody else saw that movie but me.
I fucking love that movie so much.
It's so great.
And I think they could do something with it. Like you see at the end of the movie, spoiler for Martin and anyone else, but you see him, like the lead character, walk out of the experiment, out of the office building, and then it pans out to a bunch of cameras and a bunch of different experiments that they've been doing with the same outcome of one person at the end. And I just think they could do like maybe every season they show a new
experiment,
like new characters, new plot, new everything, right? They could do it every year. Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if they did that in like a GMC truck plant?
That's exactly. But that's the thing Belko didn't have. They didn't use the office supplies for the kills at all.
They relied on...
it was guns. They had an armory in the...
To fill you in, Martin, everybody... everybody has a job there, and then all of a sudden one day... And they really don't know what they do or what the company does.
Yeah, nobody really knows.
It's very hush-hush.
It's just odd.
One day it just shuts down. The whole building goes into lockdown. And then all these messages start coming through about how...
You have to kill 2 people in the office or 30 people will die. And then everyone thinks it's a joke, right? So they're just...
it's like Survivor if there was no rules, essentially.
It sounds like Battle Royale.
Yeah, it's Office Space mixed with Battle Royale.
Very similar.
That's exactly it.
And they think they can break through the duct system and they can break in through the water. Like everything is covered head to toe. They can't get out of this building, and then slowly but surely humanity turns on itself.
Yeah, everything goes to shit.
And it's on Netflix. I think is where
it's not.
No, where did I think I downloaded it then?
You would, yeah. This episode's brought to you by
Tubi.
Get your VPN.
Great movie.
But
James Gunn wrote it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but
he
wanted to direct it too, but he was at that point in the MCU and was too busy.
Sorry,
but Sean Gunn is still in it.
Sean Gunn is in
Yeah.
it. There's a lot of notable. It's a character actor movie.
James C. McGinley.
Yes, John C. McGinley.
Yeah, he's from Office Space. Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
Office Space Scrubs.
He was one of the Bobs.
He was one of the Bobs.
It's a good movie, man.
Like, I mean, your name's Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
What's your favorite album? Well, I like to celebrate his entire catalog. Yeah, I know, but if you had to pick one. Anyways, those are all good fucking
I think
ideas,
so too.
yeah.
We
Oh
did
my
very
God.
well.
Well done for us.
Good job, everybody.
All right, well then.
I like this. This is much better.
You don't have to like come up with anything. You just do it on the fly.
I did so much research beforehand. I just left my notepad.
I saw your tweet. Lonely September nights have led to movie-filled October nights.
Damn
As I
right.
get to study for this podcast. Isn't that great? What you study is something you like watching,
All I've ever wanted to do.
right? A reason to watch movies.
I'm so happy that
To
now I
talk
have
more
We'll probably
about
have
those
another Halloween themed in
next year.
next year.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on it, Jimmy.
Oh.
Friends, listen up. We're gonna flip to the other side now.
Okay.
Best fucking series.
Oh, this is hard.
I think I picked. Yeah, from what I wrote down, I picked Final Destination.
Oh.
I think it's a series that it's already ridiculous from the start.
Yeah, they
With
don't
its-
make any promises.
They don't try to explain anything of what's
No.
happening. It has Tony Todd in it. That's good enough for me. Love Tony Todd.
And
I
our
just-
friends from your friends from what comedy troupe pissed off Devin Sawa enough.
Yep, Hunks.
That Hunks, yeah.
I saw that,
Yeah,
yeah.
fuck, that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Made Devin Sawa angry. He was a teen heartthrob at one time.
Shout out to Hunks.
Shout out Devin Sawa. I really liked Slackers, man.
Good movie.
Anyways, go on. Explain why it's.
They keep it's every single movie is the same thing, and I still love it. It's a teenager sees an accident happen, then it comes back and it turns out it's just a premonition, and then they get everyone out of the situation. Everyone dies one by one. Every single movie is the same from 1 to 5. But my favorite thing, there's Final Destination 1, Final Destination 2, Final Destination 3, The Final Destination, and then Final Destination 5.
They kind of mixed up.
They
their-
wanted to make more money.
Yeah, yeah. You totally could tell.
But I love these movies.
They are great for just, if nothing else, for the premonitions themselves.
Yeah.
Like they're wickedly over the top. They're not so scary as they are scary to be in. They're not scary to watch per se.
Right.
But it is a horror nonetheless in regards to the premonition is a thing,
Well,
right? Like
every premonition is something that a lot of people have a fear over, like a plane crash or a roller coaster ride going wrong,
or a bunch of knives flying into you while you're cooking. It's the
because
one I
they're just
remember.
blade up for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
No kidding. Accidents
Yeah,
happen.
these are, I don't know. Again, it falls in the this could actually happen type category. Not the premonition part, but we got Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
We did, yeah.
In her first lead role.
That's true.
Yeah, in a horror movie, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, back to Scream. Neve Campbell was the first Canadian Scream queen, I believe.
Oh,
Like first Canadian final girl. And that's kind of fun.
that's not something I
yeah.
knew. Way to sell it. Way to bring Canada to the forefront.
I know, right?
Of
Good
the
for
horror,
her.
the
Yeah,
horror
fuck
genre. Martin, what are you thinking for?
I liked Scream. I really liked that series.
Me
Okay.
too.
That's why I mean that's
I also
that's why
like
I
Scream.
picked it in the first one. I was like, it was a great series. I loved it.
Do you like
It-
4? Did you like 4, Martin?
Remind me again.
Everything. It's still a good series though, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, I liked
I like
more
that
of the
it's all the
movies than
same.
I didn't is what I mean.
Yeah,
So, I
I'm
mean,
with you
I
there.
liked Scream. It basically like I liked the characters. I fell in love with the characters and I
They
just
do a
followed
great
them
job.
through, and I that's why
I liked how they took Dudley's character in the
Dewey.
Lampoon.
Dewey.
Dewey.
Yeah, I said Dudley too. I was
It's-
like,
no,
fuck.
but isn't it Dudley in the Lampoon version?
In in Scary Movie?
Yeah, is it Dudley?
I think it's Doofy.
Doofy?
Yeah.
Either way, when he comes running out with the vacuum cleaner.
Don't come in my room.
Don't come in my room. The vacuum cleaner, buddy. Now, man, imagine if that movie was made now and it was a Dyson. You'd have some problems.
You see, the Dyson's on a ball. That guy thinks he's a goddamn genius because he put a vacuum on a ball.
That's true. that silver hair does help with his cause.
He looks like the Travago guy.
I can't believe neither of you guys picked what I picked.
What'd you pick?
Saw.
I was going to pick that, but I just like I said, the characters in Scream.
I know it's on the nose, but when you want to start talking about reinventing horror, the plot has never been in front of you the entire time as it ever was.
Well, the first one was just so like I said, we talked about it in one of the other episodes. It was just the budget to make it was
so low,
and the money it made.
I read a little like movie detail thing where the killer John is facing away from Cary Elwes' character in the first one,
right?
Which is the only reason he can't identify who he is because
he would have seen him before.
He would have seen him before.
Oh shit!
So his face is turned away.
I'm still learning new things,
right?
Oh,
Reddit, love you. #Reddit. So that was a cool little twist. But like I know somebody who said they were in a theater, and like as soon as like the whole unveiling happened,
right?
Some guy stood up. He was like, "I fucking knew it." And it's like,
no,
buddy,
you didn't.
no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You know why? No, you didn't. You didn't know that because that was invented that day when that theater showed that. That's when that happened.
They didn't even know.
Nobody's ever done that.
It's just a beautiful movie. The series itself, a little less beautiful.
Long in the tooth. I think after 4, like a 4 seems like a good round number.
All in for how soap opera-y it is.
Yes.
Like the whole in the first one, they have like background characters who then become the lead characters in the second one. And the second one does the same thing where they have background characters that become the leads there. It's a soap opera. It's a horror soap opera.
Well, it's a domino effect of disgusting pranks, so to speak. What's your favorite one, Jimmy?
My favorite trap?
Of all the traps.
The worst one for me is I think it's the second one, where the woman has to go through the pit of needles.
That was my. I hated that.
I hated that
because I have a phobia of needles, right? So I just watching that scene like really just my heart was gonna just explode out of my chest. I was like,
Close second is the one where your hands and feet are like locked in a machine and it just slowly starts turning
and causes
it just twists
open fractures.
Yeah, that one got me too. What about you?
I like the Dueling Boyfriends bandsaw
from Saw 3D.
From Saw 3D, that was pretty good.
Thank God there was no Scream 3D.
Jesus Christ!
I'm gonna say it again.
Stop saying it out loud.
I did like the ponytail attached to the drive shaft of the car.
Oh shit!
Oh Jesus!
Right?
Yeah.
The jaw trap that we never really got to see,
like the bear trap or the reverse bear trap.
The reverse bear trap was really ingenious.
There's just some sick bastard that they hired to think of these, isn't there?
The in the first one, having to crawl through the barbed wire cage to get out,
that was fun.
And you sympathize with him because these people are shitty, but they've been given a path out.
And it's
Fuck John.
How big are your balls, buddy?
Jigsaw's a murderer.
Hopefully not that big, so they don't catch on anything on the way out, which is.
I mean, yes, Jigsaw's a murderer. Murder's murder, no matter.
Oh no, he says he's not though.
I know.
That's what I can't stand about the movie. He's just trying to justify himself the whole time, and it's like, fuck you, man.
He does prop himself up on a pretty big panel or a pillar for such things. But I appreciated another like there seems to be, and you can't set your watch to it, but you can count on it that about every 5 to 10 years somebody drops a new idea into the horror genre and flips it on its head.
And that was it. Like movies like Saw, created movies like Hostel.
Yep.
Yes.
Where it's just torture porn.
Movies.
Yeah.
Torture porn is 100%. Having busted my Achilles tendon, previous to that, I still couldn't watch that scene where she slices the back of his leg.
Like a drill. Remember that Kill Bill scene? Mm-hmm. The Kill Bill where he slices the leg.
They do that in Pet Cemetery too, right on the Achilles.
That just you just fall over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's. But yeah, torture porn is a good way to describe Hostel. All right, what else do we? Moving down the list. So we did best series, best.
I'm
movie.
having so much fun.
I know. I can see your excitement in your face.
All right, best location. Location. Where is a town or a house or a place where a really great horror movie has happened, what are you drawn to? Like Cabin in the Woods, for example, or
I'm always about summer camp.
Yeah.
Summer camp always draws
Camp
me
Sleepaway, summer camp.
Sleepaway Camp's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just Friday the 13th. I love the summer camp, man. It gives me summer memories and fun camp memories.
Camp did you go to? Did you go to summer camp?
The camp where there was a lot of 30-year-olds who were pretending to be teenagers. No, I like the summer camp because there's always going to be titties. There's always going to be some skinny dipping. There's always going to be panty raids. And that leads to titties, and summer camp's the best place ever.
And then someone gets stabbed.
Yeah, someone always gets
so
stabbed.
many plot holes, but whatever.
Well, there's plot holes and holes in people. So.
Touche.
You know what else? It makes for more fun and interesting, like, deaths in the horror movies. I think being at a summer camp, because there's a lot of different activities you can do. Like you see someone get shot on the archery range. Yeah. Sleepaway camp, someone gets deep fried in the fryer. Like yeah.
What? Remind me Jason's origin. I can never remember it.
So he is a small deformed boy.
Yeah.
He's at the summer camp, and he is drowning in the water.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah.
And the counselors aren't paying attention because they're having sex and smoking weed and being cool.
I vaguely remember that from like Jason 10 or...
That's Jason X.
Jason X?
That's the space one.
Sorry, Mr. Roman numerals. What was the one where like he has a moment of clarity and like decides not to kill somebody because he like remembers
That's
something?
the second one.
Is that the second one?
She's dressed as his mother.
Okay, so he does that.
Yeah.
That's okay. I remember that briefly.
And he just like stops what he's doing. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Period.
It's just fucking weird.
So sleepaway camp. So any sort of camp scenario.
Always about camp.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
You're gonna hate my pick.
What is
the
it?
Overlook Hotel.
I don't hate it. I fucking love it.
You know what? You could have sold me had you sold it better, but I don't know. There's something about old timey buildings that just scare the shit out of me. Like the wallpapers in the rooms and just the way the beddings and everything. Just it's fucking freaky, and the vastness of that hotel.
Okay,
It's
so
huge.
So like the Haunting of Hill House 2 or
Have you watched
Dude,
the
I don't
TV
like staying-
series?
yes, I have.
I don't like staying at the Fort Garry Hotel just because of those old time. Like, I hate that. I don't want to stay at a place like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean I love The Shining is
I'm with you. Buildings
Right?
always get me.
It's just so
It's like a Gary.
big, and then the maze. Top it up with a maze that you
Yeah.
could possibly get lost in.
Well,
in
the whole
winter.
hotel is like a maze itself,
it's
right?
insane. Oh, that's creepy. That like those rooms is just give me the creeps.
oh, 237 specifically.
Yeah.
He doesn't like an old lady coming out of the shower to see him apparently, Joe.
No.
She was hot.
Yeah.
No.
Or like teddy bears blowing old businessmen in another room.
Don't like that.
That old mon.
That was on them for leaving the door open.
That's
though.
true. Just put the little thing on
Right?
the doorknob.
Do not disturb.
Do not disturb. Extraterrestrial blowjobs are existing in this room. I picked extraterrestrial. Well, there are aliens involved. I picked. I like any town that Stephen King writes about, but I specifically picked
Derry, Maine.
I did.
Oh,
Needful Things. Yeah, and I like it because that town is already shitty. So
Like it's
everything that's-
evil itself.
It's evil itself.
Yeah.
Like people are stepping on each other.
Some
to
say
get
that's
ahead.
why the evil is allowed to fester.
Exactly. If you have enough evil in a room, then you plant the evil, then you water the evil, and you let the evil throw shit on someone else's sheets.
Oh my god.
That's my favorite scene in that movie. when that happens, and then she goes down and go after the dog, and then the baseball. It's that movie is one I can watch that movie 100 times and still never get bored. But the town itself is just horrific, and then you add what's happening there.
Like, and it's just small America, right? Like the small American town, and you don't think it's going to be as horrifying as it is, and then
it exceeds all expectations.
Yeah, every time.
Moving down the list.
Spooky.
You ready for this one? You ready for this one?
No.
Zombie movie.
Ooh. Mine. 28 Days Later.
That's a good one.
Not
Just
a
'cause-
traditional zombie movie,
but just because
great.
it changed the zombie genre,
It totally did.
and it made it to the point where like, oh fuck, if that happened, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Like if it happened either way, either zombie, like it changed the way we think about zombies. This is why it was like, for me, it was a groundbreaking movie. Not traditional, but groundbreaking.
It does a really good job at showing you what happens if a zombie apocalypse. Like everything, like
The breakdown of society.
Yeah.
the breakdown of society. Like the Will Smith zombie movie that I can never remember the name of.
Oh,
Legend,
I Am Legend.
I Am
That's
Legend.
based
Yeah.
on the Omega Man with Charlton Heston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that still looked, and I don't know if it's the cinematography, but it still looked too clean to me. But 28 days later looks broken.
Scary.
Scary broken.
Yeah.
Like nothing works. There's no power. You're fucked. Figure it out. And
I forget where I heard it. Like when there's a quote like when the world goes to shit, it goes to shit in an instant.
Yeah.
Like it happens very fast. Like when I forget what.
Yeah, if we slow down this rat race that we're in, and
everyone
just
like
that.
Yeah,
boom, it's over.
It's constant caretaking.
Yeah,
and if there's nobody around because they all have their face eaten. Jimmy, what about you? Where's your zombie movie lie?
I went Dawn of the Dead.
Yes, which one? Original or
yeah?
remake?
I went with the remake.
So did I.
Yeah, it was one of the first horror movies I saw with my dad. Again, dangerously inappropriate for my age.
Oh yeah.
You see like Ty Burrell from Modern Family sucking on titties in that movie.
Sarah Polley.
Yep.
Canadian. Filmed
You're right.
in Toronto.
Yes.
Right?
I love the mall setting.
The mall is cool. Like
I think that's so cool.
You could live in there and barricade it enough.
And you get that, and then they're like, we got to find a way out.
Anywhere they probably sat in a room and they were like, okay, so
where can we keep them grounded?
Where can we put them so that nobody watching this movie is like, I wouldn't go there.
Exactly.
Like a mall is where everybody would go.
That's where I'd think.
But it's abandoned.
Costco.
I guess what was the mall wasn't open yet. Like it was still closed to the public when the apocalypse happened. That's why everyone was kind of like
in real life.
The apocalypse started happening at night/morning, so the mall wasn't open, so they were able to just kind of walk in.
Yeah.
In real life, it was a mall that was to be demolished, which is how they got a hold of it.
Perfect.
But in the movie, it was a mall that was just about to open.
Mm-hmm.
And I also didn't find out that in Dawn of the Dead, the only places that were going to let their name be in the shots where zombies were going to get killed.
You talked about this last
was
episode.
Panasonic,
Sick,
and Roots. Everybody, like Starbucks, was like, "No, we don't want anything to do with this." Right? So they were like, "We're not going to let you put our name in this movie." Well, I mean, baseballing a zombie's head in while you're having your latte might not go with their branding practices.
Fine.
That's just an idea. But
free the horror.
Otherwise, a mall is a perfect fucking setting for that.
That's what I mean.
And
it's stressful.
Do you agree with me or disagree that turned zombies into it turned zombies up. It turned them up to 11.
Oh yeah, big time. Well, they start running. Like you see all the old movies and zombies just kind of slowly lumber towards you. But this one, it's like what you said with 28 Days Later, right? They start fucking running at you, and it just makes you so because they're not going to stop.
You have no chance.
They won't stop. Like it's genuinely scary.
And it makes perfect sense. Like why did it? You can ask yourself till the cows come home why it took so long for this to kind of get injected into the zombie genre. But they're hungry, and what does a dog do when it's what does an animal do when it gets excited?
Like a rabbit. It's rabid, right?
It's rabid. It goes crazy. So crazy animal moves fast. So give them speed.
They did a freaking zombie birth scene in it.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
I had to cover my eyes.
Mackay Pfeiffer wasn't he?
Yeah,
Mackay Pfeiffer.
I had to watch about an hour and a half of cartoons after I watched that movie just to calm me down. It was awful. Why did my dad let me watch that with him?
What cartoons did you watch?
I think it was some Courage the Coward. Whatever was on Nick at Night. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll say this about the zombie scene. I think the reason I do like the slow zombies better because I forget what book. I think it was called Zone 1. It's a zombie book. And the author was saying the reason why slow zombies are better than fast zombies is because as a survivor, you never get a chance to rest.
Right.
If it's a fast zombie, you're just dead. You're dead in an instant. Yeah. But if it's a slow, you're always like, I'm going to go run a little bit, rest, but then they're always going to be coming after you. So you're always like, I can never sleep.
That
you're
reminds me.
Go insane, and that's how.
So impending doom versus instantaneous death.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That is the other side of that argument.
That's interesting.
That is really interesting.
Zone 1, if you haven't read it, it's a really cool zombie book.
I was also thinking World War Z.
World War Z, yep, that was a good one.
I was zombie movies have moved out of the horror genre. I feel like there was a good chunk of time where horror could
it's The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
it's The Walking Dead. It's the Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. Right, like that whole. A zombie used to be a dead person crawling out of the ground, and now a zombie can
It's an infection.
It's an infection.
A disease to make it more real.
Right. Yeah. So it makes it more real, but it takes away from the fear of it and turns it more into like I see it as a plague as opposed to like Dawn of the Dead, the original, scared me because like that there's a scene where like someone gets like fish hooked,
right,
and they just get the flesh pulled back,
but
and
they don't react.
But they don't react at all, right? Where in any new zombie movie, as soon as a horde jumps on them,
it's over.
It's over, and you see intestines fly in and skin and blood.
Well,
and
the fun about the original, like the Night of the Living Dead, Romero didn't ever explain where the zombies came from.
No,
but not most genres.
That's kind of scary, right?
A lot of them don't.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's much scarier when you don't know what caused it.
Yeah, but isn't there like? I swear I remember hearing somebody talk about how all of a sudden there's no room in the cemeteries and the dead are rising.
See, I think that's just like a reporter trying to be flavorful.
Okay, so that's...
Maybe, but I get what you're saying.
Was that Michael Jackson's Thriller? Is that where you heard that from?
Was he critiquing a music video?
No, and that's where the whole kill the brain, kill the ghoul thing came from, right?
Yes, yeah.
Like, that's fun.
Because it's just it's a basic operating system.
Yeah.
Eat, sleep, eat some more, sleep some more, wash, rinse, repeat. All right. Back to what Martin was talking about with his prequel/sequel. Vampire movie. Where do you go?
Where do you go, Jimmy?
What's your favorite?
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh. Fuck, that's so good.
I got pussy. Apple pie pussy.
Sex Machine's dick gun.
Right.
Yeah. That is amazing. His whip. Like, what? It's just... If there was ever going to be a vampire movie that I don't know. I'm not really much of a vampire movie kind of guy.
I love vampire movies.
But, that one genuinely made me laugh, and it was fun.
Was Selma Hayek in that one? She
Selma
was, right?
Hayek was in that one, yeah.
The original?
She was. And our...
Tarantino, Antonio been there?
No,
George Clooney.
George Clooney, yeah, George Clooney, sorry.
You're thinking Desperado.
Desperado, yeah. I'm thinking Desperado. Oh, zombies walking in.
There's a zombie walking in?
No, I'm just kidding.
Is that my zombie?
Yeah.
It's Ghostface.
Wait, I haven't said mine.
Yeah, no, I'm going to you right now.
What is it? It's a toss-up. I love Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, fun.
I wanted to say something different from Interview with the Vampire, but I think Bram Stoker's Dracula was great. I love Gary Oldman as Dracula.
Gary Oldman, Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder.
And the fact that it's based on a true dude. I didn't know that before. Like
Count Dracula.
Yeah,
the actual from Transylvania.
Yeah.
Like,
Pennsylvania.
It won it's one of the first, like, it won a bunch of Academy Awards too.
It did.
I think
it went down a
4.
different path. It went down a more classic vampire. It was very Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah.
Right? Like, except Bram Stoker was the European vampire, where I believe if you look at the novels and the movie, it's New Orleans-ish vampire, right? Yeah. Southern vampire, which is...
Well, the New World vampire.
The New World vampire, and
right.
So the True Blood vampire, I guess, is what I'm really...
Don't look at me and say True Blood.
Sorry. That's how I got into vampires.
Also, I wanted to give a special mention to 40 Days of Night.
Oh.
That was
good
a great
one,
vampire
Martin.
movie, man.
Great way...
Josh Hartnett?
To change...
That's a beautiful premise, though,
it
isn't it?
Yeah. It's every... You know what I mean? Like, it's
because why wouldn't they go there?
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect hunting grounds.
Good, nice one, Martin.
Yep. So good. I love that movie.
I went with an obvious one just because at the time I was into rave music and bloodletting. No, I was only into rave music.
You're still into rave music. I can see it in your
love
eyes.
Sandstorm. So I gotta
Sandstorm
say
by Darude.
Blade.
I didn't even cross that as a horror movie. Like,
It's not. It's a vampire movie, which I allowed for a little bit of a loophole because vampires, like zombies, are bridging gaps, right? They're
getting their own genres.
They're getting their own genres,
That's
right?
interesting, man.
So I went with that, and just because it was a new take on a vampire, it was a vampire who controlled his bloodlust, right?
Well, he's half human, half vampire.
He's got the best vampire and
he's
the best human parts.
All their strengths, none of their weaknesses.
Exactly. Daywalker.
Like Blade.
And Dorn's in it.
Dorn, yep, totally. So that's
Stephen or Dorff.
Stephen Dorff, yeah.
Did I say Dorn?
Stephen Dorff.
Yeah.
I agreed with you. It's okay. But yeah, just that
Blade is sick.
Taking the lore, and also Chris Christopherson, as his sidekick, right? Making him, making all his little toys.
He's just playing himself in that movie.
He really is.
That rave scene is one of my favorite.
The vampire rave
scenes in a vampire
just
movie.
Blood
like, it's just
coagulating everywhere.
Just crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane.
There was and I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was one with Ethan Hawke where vampires.
Is it Daylight or something?
Is it Daylight?
Something.
No, Daylight's with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, no.
Daywalker?
It's something with Day.
Is it Daywalkers?
This is ringing bells.
Right? Excuse me. I'll refresh the premise while Martin confirms the name. But so the premise was simple. Everybody's now a vampire. There's more vampires than humans.
Shit.
And there's a shortage
Daybreakers.
on blood. Daybreaker?
Yeah, Daybreakers.
Why does this seem so familiar?
So
he'll explain the premise. I've seen it.
Hawke is charged with finding a new supplement for blood. And that's the real basic premise of it. He goes against his kind to save humanity and vampires at the same time. So you've got this board of governors who's looking out for the vampires, right? Like it's very political.
Well, they run the world, right?
Economical. They do run the world. So those are antlers on your head.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I'm not the only one who saw that.
I missed it.
Okay. Shauna's got antlers. We're in for a good time
Happy
tonight, boys.
Halloween.
Yeah, wrong month. Come on. So those were my two vampire picks.
Well, I like the. Are you gonna watch Daybreakers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I won't spoil it then for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a really cool car that like.
There's a cool premise with the whole thing of how they try to solve.
Yeah, that's what I didn't
really
want to.
cool.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch 40 Days a Night first, though.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
I'm glad you say that, man.
And that guy who plays.
Well, it's based on a graphic novel, right?
Yeah,
right, originally.
It was.
So.
And the guy who I don't know the guy's name, but the guy who plays the lead vampire has been in a lot of, crappy TV, and I just love him as a character.
I love my crappy TV.
He plays a really weird, and like what language are they speaking in that? It's like it's not even human. I don't think.
There's probably some ancient language.
Some ancient vampire language, but they're all communicating in subtitles, and oh my god, that was. Fuck. I just want to stop this podcast right now.
And watch 40 Days a Night.
Watch 40
so
Days a Night. Well, okay, I got one more to do, and it's the one I think you're looking forward to the most.
I also liked Van Helsing.
Oh.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Vampire. I was just talking about that the other day. When he cuts down a tree with one swing of the axe. Oh my god, I came.
That was true because his name is Honest Abe, so he doesn't
Can't
tell
lie.
Can't lie about that.
Have you ever read the books?
No.
Oh, they're so good.
Okay.
Like the first half of the book is just like factual points of Abe Lincoln's life while growing up, and then he just becomes a vampire hunter, and it's just a very drastic change. But he's also still president. They're really good books. Very funny.
Are we talking about
Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter? Yeah.
It's like an old timey Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything based on any sort of fact checking or any sort of history, like historical accuracy with that
he
movie?
hunted vampires?
Yeah, like are they playing that in
the movie's not a lot like the book.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
the movie's a lot more serious than the book.
Okay. I was looking for a history lesson. Now I definitely won't watch it.
No, you won't get one.
Last question, boys. Out of any horror movie that you think you could survive, what movie do you think you could do it in? Any scenario, any movie, any script, any idea.
Here's why. You want to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah. I'd go with Jaws. You just don't live near the ocean. You live in landlocked.
You went down the same path.
Manitoba. Never a shark to be seen.
Which is totally true, but okay.
Dude,
save for the fact that say you're Chief Brody, just for a second, okay?
I have to live here.
Well, no, Amityville too, by the way.
Right.
Say you are in the boat.
Yeah.
How are you? Like, what do you think you could?
I sacrifice the old man, same way they did.
Yeah.
That's tough. Like I've done a lot of fishing with my dad, so I think, and I don't know, I've done a lot of hunting and fishing. I think I could take that shark down. I'm confident I could take this mechanical
right in the eye,
shark.
Jimmy. Right in the eye.
First of all, yes, that is.
You punch it in the nose.
Punch it in the nose or finger in the eye. That's what every.
I'm gonna go for both.
You'll get a finger in the eye, but he'll get a mouth on your leg.
Yeah,
it'll be game over for Jimmy.
I'm assuming he's already eaten the old man and is at least kind of full. So I think maybe I could get through it.
They're killing machines. They're never
that
full.
one's tough.
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
expect you to challenge me.
Well, I went down the same road you did. I went down the idea of it because I'm an adult.
I'm an adult man.
And I know what's real and what's not, right? So if
I don't know, man, if you start hallucinating,
well, okay,
they got some good mescaline out there. That'll give you that same trip, and you'll be freaking out.
But I'm not a big fraidy. Like I'm afraid of honestly what I'm afraid of the most. I'm afraid of like those horror houses you go to.
Yeah, I know.
Just where there's things that pop out. I hate that.
Like Shauna will testify that we've gone to them, and when we tell the story of how it all went down, I chime in and I say, yeah, tell them about the part where I used you as a human shield the whole entire time. And I was just like, nope, go this way, go faster. She's like, I want to enjoy it. I'm like, no, this is a no,
Go
out of here now.
faster.
My anxiety's at a 12. Not really, but
just put cheeseburgers in your pocket next time. And if you get scared, just eat cheeseburgers.
That's the best information I've heard. It's like since I haven't heard anything better than that in a very long time.
I'm glad it makes you smile. Makes me smile too. We both win. I get cheeseburgers and you get a laugh. But yeah, so like
I had a few written down. I just can't remember.
I don't get afraid of unrealistic things, right?
Yeah.
I get a rush, like, whoa, what just happened, right? Or like a out of nowhere scenario. Those scare me and make me jump. But I know how to tell myself in my head, I'm like, whatever it is coming up with, it's not real, right? Because I wouldn't hang out with you. I don't hang out with you every day, so I know you're not real. Like this random messy clown showing up to fuck with me. This is not
messy clown.
This is not real. Martin, what about you? What do you think you could survive?
Any haunting genre movie.
Wow, that's a ballsy choice.
We're a very like Asian people we're very superstitious. So I just leave.
You just leave the house. You don't white person stay.
No,
That's
I don't white person stay. I don't have I don't feel like I'm entitled to it. I'm like, you know what? 50 grand, fine. I'm gonna leave alive.
My kid's just floating on the roof. We could deal with this.
Yeah, you know what? As soon as I see something like something move, I'm like, okay, that's weird. Then you know how in these movies they ramp up the haunting,
what's the
right?
thing that gets you to move?
Anything that I for sure know, if someone moves a cup and I'm like, oh, that could be something, but for sure something like, okay, that I don't know what it is, but something would be like, okay, that for sure is not of this world. I'm out. You win.
Sixth Sense rearranging the cupboards.
Then I'm out.
That's out.
I'm out.
That's
you're not even like maybe someone's playing a prank on me.
I'm white person assuming someo's fucking with me.
No.
That's the problem.
I'm out.
Until I'm like levitating or
if
my
I'm
son is
alone,
on the roof. Not my.
You got to be pushed pretty far.
Pretty much
to get out. Yeah, to get out. I mean, unless the only way that it would convince me is if he could make me feel what was going on was real. But if everything in front of me is like just an image,
well, he takes your deepest, darkest fears, Michael.
He does.
He'll put you in up like in your house, and people just pop up and scare you.
Okay.
Like for me, it'd just be commitment.
If he took away the McDonald's near the Grant Park movie theater, now I'm afraid.
That's a reality that could happen
because it takes like 2 minutes to get my concessions instead of waiting in line with the rest of you people. And I get consistency, man. I know exactly what I'm getting every time.
McDonald's and consistency, not two things that go together. I'll just say that right now. I love McDonald's, but McDonald's consistency, not
hardly consistent.
No,
it's a consistent weight gain. That's
one of my favorite lines in a song is consistently inconsistent.
Is that a Palmer Square song?
No, it's is it Hot Hot Heat or the Kooks? I forget. Yeah, I'm just consistently inconsistent. I love that lyric. But I just leave. And I'd win. And I'd be like,
no, you're right.
If the ghost would win, I would win a lot. I'd win. We'd both win. I'm like, you could have it. I'm out.
See, I do think I could survive the summer camp one because I'd be too busy dicking down to get killed.
What have you guys been up to? There's all these dead people.
Dicking
down.
Although many teenagers do die in those movies dicking down.
Yeah.
It's true.
While dicking down.
Yeah.
So you know what, you guys? I'm actually such a loser that I wouldn't be killed in those movies. Because I would be doing so little dicking down.
What is it? Like they say, the virgin always lives?
Exactly.
The virgin always lives.
Yeah.
The colored people always go first.
Well, that's the rules. Back to Scream. You can't have sex or do drugs. Don't say you'll be right back. What's the third one? And then something else.
I noticed the black guy always dies. I don't mean to be.
Colored people always die first.
Colored people, right?
And they touch on that in Scream 2 when they kill Jada Pinkett Smith right off the start.
That's
like they do it on purpose, and it's one of the fun. They're fun.
Hello, everybody in the audience. We hear you. So I got a couple would you rathers that I want to play with.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are they Halloween based?
Some of them are. Some of them
are they going to be spooky?
Well, okay. Well, let's start with the shittiest one first, right?
Okay.
No breaks, full marathon.
We say it on 3. Remember,
yes.
1, 2, 3, and then we say our pick.
No marathon, full marathon, no breaks. Star Wars or Harry Potter. On the count of 3.
Wait.
I know how you guys are going to go.
Yeah. Go.
1, 2, 3.
Star Wars.
Harry Potter.
Star Wars.
It's always Star Wars.
I knew how you guys are going to go. You grew up with it more than I did. I grew up with Phantom Menace. That's not fair.
I know. Yeah, you got gypped hard. Yeah, no, that's and rightly so.
And I grew up with Harry Potter. Like it was.
It is definitely the catalog of your generation.
Yeah,
just
no, like I saw the first 3 in on Christmas in theaters. Like they just stick with me forever.
It's crazy because like Harry Potter, I mean, for you especially, because you grew up with the cast.
Oh yeah,
I
totally.
saw Harry Potter as like a
Yeah.
teenager adult. You know what I mean? Like I was already, I think, in high school. I think when Harry Potter
See, I was-
university. So
I was the same age as Daniel Radcliffe.
yeah.
Like,
So I mean,
it's
that's
weird to.
growing up with the cast and
I grew up with
experiencing-
Harry Potter. It was
Yeah.
cool. We went to Hogwarts.
I liked
together.
the first few. I wasn't a big fan of. I liked the because it was too kiddie for me.
Yeah.
But then once they got older and it got a little darker, I'm like, okay, now I love I dig this.
I'm at
for
that
sure.
transition
You
point
said
right now.
love.
I dig. Yeah,
You
love
did
it.
say
I love
love.
it. I love it. I love it. Don't I fucking love wizardry, man? I love magic. I have a joke about magic. So I
You
mean,
do love magic.
it.
I got into them late. And for the same reasons.
Do you like them?
As I like them now.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
cool.
I think they're great. I think they take you away. I think they're very fun. They're well written. Like,
yeah, like I
the
like how
whole-
it's a world within our world that we didn't know about because we're muggles, right? We don't know about
Speak
the
for
wizarding
yourself.
we're muggles.
world. You know what I mean? Like we're not
Fucking Quidditch over here, buddy.
Bitch, I'm a
we
Ravenclaw.
don't see it. We don't see it.
Gryffindor, motherfucker. It's Gryffindor, right?
Fucking
Yeah.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff for me all day.
They have the sorting hat at Walmart every
Oh
year at
god.
Christmas time. You actually put it on.
That's
and then
too much stress. What if it says Slytherin, man? Then I just have to be evil, I guess.
All your hopes and dreams are let down.
Great, now I'm a dick.
All right. So, second, would you rather? Okay, here we go. Would you rather have to deal with a Final Destination type curse, or become possessed like The Exorcist?
Oh God.
What would you rather go through?
Are we doing the countdown
We're
again?
doing the countdown.
Wait. Give me a minute.
Take a
Shit,
second.
This is hard.
shit.
They're both shitty.
Okay, I think I got mine.
Okay.
Okay, go.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Exorcist.
Destination.
Us old people, man.
I know, right? This is literally split based on year of release. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's got anything to do with either or.
I just feel like I don't want to be possessed at all. Like, what if you don't get it out? What if the thing inside you kills you?
Those are all plausible ways of thinking about that scenario. But like, I'm thinking, like, where you're possessed, I'm not really, like, argument's sake, I'm not really there. I'm gone. Like, if you've seen any movie where there's
I
an
think you're
exorcism,
still in there. I think
still in
you're
there
still in the
somewhere.
back
Yeah.
of the mind.
you're coming back to whatever your body's gone through, obviously, and you'll be
You're a
present.
passenger, like in Get Out.
Very much so. But I think while you're in the throes of Satanism or whatever the hell's going on, I don't think you're too with it. So I would rather be as far removed as whatever I'm going through as possible than like constantly looking over my shoulder, worrying that, you know, I've seen a premonition and now that's eventually coming at me. Whereas you, Jimmy, say,
I like because I knew. Am I the one having the premonition? Like I'm the one seeing.
you're
I saw the accident. I know what's gonna happen.
yes.
Okay, so I get myself out of that scenario. Obviously, I see everyone else die, and then everyone thinks I'm crazy for a little bit, and then I can now prevent my own death as long as I know the order. If I know the order,
Yes, that's
I
true.
can always just keep the person ahead of me alive, basically.
Yeah, okay.
And even if they die, then I know I'm next. And I can pretty much just shoot myself if I really had
It's
to.
an eventuality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's eventually going to happen, but it's something I could prepare for.
Okay, like pack a lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could sit
I
at
think-
home and enjoy it.
I think for me, like I think I still have that hope that I still like for this is an eventually. You're
You-
eventually
it-
gonna.
it could
I
get out of you.
I could be saved.
See, mine eventually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm going to die.
You're gonna die. No, like eventually, no matter what. Like I guess we all are in, this,
Yeah,
in a way.
right?
But I
you
mean,
can't escape Tony Todd.
no,
Jimmy,
no.
can I ask you one thing?
Hit me.
Does the power of Christ compel you?
You know, it's really not that compelling.
Jimmy, you need Jesus in your heart.
See, I
Is that my problem?
I'd be a definite deathbed Christian in this scenario. Like if I was possessed, I'd be like,
And that's
give me
all it takes.
Give me all the Jesus to get this out of me right now. Whatever it takes,
Let's get a tub of holy water. Let's do this.
I'll
But
do
you're
it.
already possessed. So would the people nearest and dearest in your life find someone to exercise you?
My own
Once
girlfriend
again.
can't get me to the gym. Nobody's exercising my.
Then
fucking
you're
ass.
stuck, man.
Once again, I'm gonna say, my people very religious, very
Yeah,
superstitious. So
very
I'm,
Catholic.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
They
I'm in
got
it.
you.
They got my back.
I'm having an exorcist done by Martin's family. That's what's happening.
Same time. You're both possessed.
Same
at the same
time. We'll book
yeah.
a double exorcist.
This is a nice date.
2 for 1.
Yeah.
A tufa. Okay. Last one.
Oh. You like that one?
I don't know if you're orgasming or just excited. It's or both. I guess it's the same thing.
I'm being very leading, so he's doing very. He's just hanging on my every word.
Is that Jimmy's?
Is that
Jimmy's bedroom voice?
Yeah, all right, I'm long stroking him right now.
You know your mom's listening to this, right?
Hi, Mom.
Now it's just the tip. I'm waiting for him to explode. Okay, Jimmy.
You're edging. You're edging Jimmy. Stop edging Jimmy. Stop edging Jimmy.
I heard John Lennon wrote Imagine while edging. That's a joke from Orange Is the New Black.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah.
If you had to pick between either way of a trap to get out of, per se, you've got the option between any Saw related contraption. Okay, you have to get out of this, or you get to choose a contraption from Saw, or you're in a giant mall full of zombies and you only get a baseball bat to work your way out of. What do you try?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. You ready? 1, 2.
Do it.
3.
Zombies.
Saw trap. Did you guys both say
I said zombies. Yeah, I said zombies.
What the fuck, you guys?
You
asked him this before this, didn't you?
No,
I didn't even know any of them.
Like, let's troll Jimmy.
It's weird because like the last, like I guess it's not released yet, but one of the episodes, me and BJ agreed on everything, and you and Mark agreed on everything.
Yes,
and we never went the other way. We just all agreed on the topics together.
Except I don't have Mark.
Yeah.
Do you see Mark? That's my chair. I'm sitting in Mark's chair today. I don't have Mark.
Okay, explain. What contraption, first of all? Like, I know we listed a couple earlier. Are any of those the ones that you would like to negotiate?
The reverse bear trap is the only one where you've like seen someone get out of it successfully.
This is true. Everything else is plausible. It is 100% escapable. It just requires a sacrifice.
How does he get out of it? I think he gets out because the key is behind his eye, and he digs that out. I think I could do it.
You think you could dig it out?
I genuinely think I could do it.
A man can do a lot when he's pushed up against a wall.
You know what? I like to think maybe I could in that scenario, and that's the only way I'd be able to find out. So for now, I'm saying I could do it. Please don't put me in that scenario.
Jamie's gonna wake up the next day. What the fuck?
Jimmy, you know it's gonna be waiting in your chair next time you come over, eh?
You know what's funny? I didn't watch a lot of those movies growing up because I just thought, horror, they're too scary. Like that's definitely too far for me. And then I watched them like last year all in a row. And I think I just, as I'm watching it, I'm like, I wonder if I could do it, like if I could get out of these fucking crazy scenarios, like even with the barbed wire and that. And I think I could do it. I think I could pull through.
It's mind over matter, right?
Exactly.
And as they say, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. So I definitely think that. I don't like giving up control.
That's scary.
That's what's scary about giving, like, and I also don't have patience, like enough patience to like negotiate one of these.
You do know that zombie, you need all the patience in the world for that scenario, and you have no control.
No, because my zombies are coming up an escalator one at a
no,
time.
They're not. You can't do that. I don't know if I've listened to, like, that was one of our first episodes. That was what I think. That's when we started to find the rhythm. I think of the actual show what was going to be, but Mike had a thing of like we had a zombie episode, and he basically picked a flail as his zombie weapon.
If you miss once, you're so screwed.
Oh,
and then he's like,
he's
like, but they're all like, but they're all coming. Mike thinks they're all coming in queue, like up an escalator or in a doorway. When he just go in like this.
So yeah, in my zombie mall, they're just like take a number, one zombie taking up. No, I'm kidding. You know what? I would like to test my mettle. I think put in that situation.
Which mall?
Outlet Mall.
Portage Place.
Portage Place without zombies is fucking hard enough.
Exactly.
I think I'd prefer the zombies.
Yeah, if you're giving me a choice now, I want zombies. But I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
I think
that's. I might strong disagree with that.
I don't think that'd be fun at all. But
I feel that if I'm gonna go out,
go down swinging,
so to speak.
How many swings you got in you, Mike?
How
many swings?
I swing at everything.
So
but how many? Like,
is your scenario is that scenario just like an endless horde of zombies, or is there a way that you could escape?
Well, there is a way to.
Well, you said mall full of zombies.
Mall full of zombies. So you have to make your way out of
a metric mall full.
The measurement metric?
Yes.
I don't know how.
Like imagine Polo Park on a. I would imagine Polo Park on a Saturday. That would, but they're all zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Polo Park. Christmas Eve night.
Oh shit.
Okay, and are we talking slow lumbering zombies?
Well, I mean, if we're based on who's in the mall that would be a zombie at the time, it'd be a lot of
the
dads.
the
elderly, and a lot of dads.
Yeah.
But I think like not the 28
right.
days later, but like
No.
the Night of the Living Dead type.
Okay,
zombies.
I see you.
Or
Yeah.
Walking Dead zombies.
I would, I definitely wouldn't be able to take on like like Day of the Dead or
they just swarm you.
they just swarm me. But like in a just a room that had a bunch of them in it, I got to fight my way from one end to the other. Because I'm letting you get out of the saw scenario, right? Like there is a way to get out, so I am going to get away from these zombies eventually. But yeah, I think
I don't know, Mike.
I don't want to be turned inside out by some random
step
dude.
One of Zombieland. What's step one of Zombieland?
Cardio.
How many swings you think you got in you? If there's like 500 zombies.
That's another thing. I
Even
don't
me,
have it. Like I just couldn't.
I'm jumping on my fight or flight syndrome.
You got the adrenaline to push you through.
I think I think once I'm done, I'm taking I'm trying to find a place to nap for like
covered
winter.
in blood.
Yeah,
but you won't. Like, there's no.
Hopefully, there's a Bed Bath and
because
Beyond.
slow
hard.
zombies
It's
are worse
hard.
than
It's hard.
fast zombies.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, Martin, what about you?
I always said zombies.
Yeah,
I think like at my most in shape, I think I would have a chance to escape, and I think I've seen enough movies where I know what to do in that situation and how to get out. Also, given that my weapon is an aluminum bat that never breaks, I think that's the perfect zombie weapon.
Agreed.
Yeah, no maintenance. You don't
Louis
have to
the
sharpen it.
Hard
Just
club.
fucking hit with an aluminum bat. Bing. The Joe Pesci bat from Goodfellas. Or no, Casino. Sorry, Casino.
Yeah.
From Casino. Yeah.
Okay, Jimmy, this is my favorite part that I've been waiting for because
I think it's gonna be mine too.
I asked you to stay as well known as you possibly could because I know you've got a catalog of movies that nobody's ever seen.
Nobody wants to see.
But that's great. Like you're the guy who watches those movies and someone has to. So
someone has to.
Well, no, but like someone has to be knowledgeable about them.
I
right?
like them, Michael.
No, I don't mean that.
Jimmy has to watch him because he has to. He got nothing else in his life.
It's my fun.
What I meant was there's somebody like you don't have to do it. You love doing it, but
I must.
Somebody has to repeat the knowledge of these movies to the younger children of tomorrow, and that's what you're doing here. I'm trying to change this around.
We have a lot of kids listening to this podcast.
I feel uncomfortable.
Anyways, the point of what I'm getting at is, could you please recommend 3 oddball, weird, quirky horror movies that people should see that, they're the B movies. They're the weird ones.
I'm going to do... The first one isn't necessarily like oddball and campy at all. It's like, have you guys seen It Follows?
No.
Okay. It Follows is... What movie was it where I was talking about how they don't explain... Like Night of the Living Dead, where they don't explain where the zombies came from. This movie doesn't explain where its monster come from. What is it? It is it. What does it do? It follows you. That's and it makes it so much scarier. So the whole idea is this girl goes out on a date with a guy, and the date goes well, and they end up sleeping together. And now, because they slept together, there is a sexually transmitted disease that's it. Like it's whatever you see. They see someone from their family, basically, or you see someone close to you, or sometimes it's a random person, but they follow you all the time until they catch you and kill you.
Whoa.
But the thing is, you can
This
see
is
it coming.
PSA for wearing a condom. By the sounds of it.
Well, that's the thing. It's a movie you could write like 100 term papers about. Really.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is you can see it in the background of scenes, like lumbering towards them as they're like not even trying to escape. They're just relaxing, or they're just having a scene, and you can like see it slowly moving towards them. And the whole thing is scored beautifully. It's like this weird electronic techno music that, Michael, you would probably very much like with your rave background. It's so good at making you, like the suspense it makes you feel is just so good. And I haven't felt that for a horror movie in a long time. I think this came out in like 2014. But
wow, it's
I'm
newer than I thought.
I'm looking at it on IMDb
really
right
good.
now. It's
shot in the D in Detroit, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it's
shot in the D
shot.
with the
Some of
D.
these-
Yeah.
some
Big
of
Daddy
these
D.
Green shots are
me.
absolutely gorgeous.
It is a beautifully made movie. I would highly recommend anyone see it. But I wouldn't call it a B movie at all. It is.
It
Sounds like
doesn't
an
look like it.
interesting
No,
premise.
It's very good. I thought it was great.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Chopping Mall.
Okay, here we go.
Here's
down
Jimmy
the
we
rabbit
know.
hole.
So this one, you think it's going to be just based on its title, and this is on Tubi if anyone wants to watch it, but you think based on its title that it's going to be like a slasher movie, but it is in no way that. It is a bunch of teenagers, they're 30, trapped in a whorehouse, in a shopping mall, right? In a chopping mall, if you will. And they don't get chopped at all because the thing that's chasing them is the new security guard robots that the mall has hired to watch over the mall. And the robots end up killing these teenagers in just the stupidest ways, but the teenagers fight back against the robots. It's as dumb and B as you can get.
A group of young shopping mall employees stay behind for a late night party in one of the stores.
Yep.
When the mall goes on lockdown before they can get out, the robot security system malfunctions and goes on a killing spree.
Like shopping mall? That doesn't even make sense.
Is anybody who we know now in it? Like, was
No.
this somebody's start? No,
Nobody.
What year?
1986.
Not a single person.
It looks like the model before Johnny Five.
Yeah.
Like,
it looks
like
almost
a
identical
fatter
to Johnny
version.
Five.
It's super similar.
It sounds like an idea that people were doing lines of cocaine.
It was an 80s movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right?
Somebody had a lot of money. Somebody had a lot of cocaine.
Yep.
They put the two of them in a room, and this is what came out.
Yeah. The 80s.
Okay, yeah, this is what I was kind of hoping you'd start throwing around.
I just really liked It Follows, so I wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, no, you know what? I've heard you talk about it in passing. I've heard other people actually talk about it in
Very
passing.
good movie. I don't think it got the respect it deserved, and please go see it, you guys. It's so good.
Give me your third one.
The third one is Frankie Muniz's first movie role that isn't like Disney or Malcolm in the Middle-y.
Bubblegum, yeah.
It's, Stay Alive.
Stay Alive.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's, I believe came out in 2004 to 2006-ish. It's based on these group of gamers who start playing a new video game that's just in like beta testing. But as you play the game, it's a horror game. If you die in the game,
You die in real
you
life.
die for real.
I think I've heard of this.
Everyone's heard of
Yeah, I've
I've
heard
heard
of
that.
this. Yeah.
Not a bad movie. Even like the CGI for the video game parts looks really good for 2004. And even the kills that they do, you can tell that it's like they had to cut a lot of it because the rating board really came down on them, so a lot of the kills are off screen and stuff. But they do a good job of making it scary, and it was an interesting premise at the time, and I watched it recently, and it was still pretty cool. Like still something they could remake now, and it would be good.
It does have a pretty decent cast. It's got Jamie Simpson.
Yep.
Ooh.
So we got Man in Black from Westworld. Wendell Pierce. Anybody else watch The Wire?
Yeah.
Bunk from The Wire. And,
Yeah, exactly. It's a good cast, Frankie.
The hunk from This Is Us, Milo Ventimiglia. I don't know if any of you guys are watching that.
I don't watch This Is Us, Mike. I am a 24-year-old boy.
Fuck you.
He's too busy dicking down at summer camp.
I am way too busy
Too busy
dicking down at summer camp.
To watch This Is Us.
Come on, Mike.
Well, that's it, guys. That's all I got for us this
I
week.
had so much fun.
That was fun.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Oh,
There
please.
was a little pressure on me for this one. I was like, I hope you would have a good time talking about things.
I had a very good time.
I wanted to learn more from you and talk to you about this because you're igniting my horror.
That's all I've
genre.
ever wanted to do, Mike.
Like you're playing my horror strings.
That's all I want. It's October. Watch some scary movies.
I know. Yeah. I get like they.
I want to watch
the
40 Days
point.
of Night.
Yeah, me too. I'm immediately gonna go home and watch that.
I think we all should, and we should watch it together. We'll start it together on all of our devices, and then we'll watch it all the way through and do social commentary.
It's a home date.
It's a.
That sounds nice. I like that.
Jimmy, do you have any comedy shows coming up you want to plug before we let this thing go?
Yes, I'll be doing Corey Falvo's Party Mix on November 8th at Wee Johnny's. That'll be a good time.
Can I ask you a question you're going to hate that I asked?
Hit me.
What time's the door open?
Doors at 8, shows at 9.
There we go.
Yeah.
Boys
I
writing
did it.
down his schedule.
I did it.
Got it.
Yeah.
I know Mark would do that, so Mark's not here. I figured we gotta ask.
So come check that out. That's a good show. The last one was really good.
Awesome, Martin. You have something?
I don't think it'll be released in time, but
Whatever, yeah.
Wednesday.
Oh, this Wednesday?
Yeah, this coming Wednesday. So tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I got to be somewhere tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh, Martin's
So
featuring
I
at
won't
Underdog.
Yeah, no, that won't.
Yeah.
This will be out a little bit later. So, so everybody, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Real Talk.
Bye, Mom.
We're still playing with this episode's format. So if you've got any ideas and you want to send us an email or you want us to talk about something, you can hit us up at therealdebaters@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram as well too for all of our wackiness under the Real Debaters podcast. Like, share, and subscribe this podcast. Please tell all your friends about it. I know Jimmy's telling his mom. I tell my mom. Martin, do you tell your mom?
She won't listen. She doesn't know how. She doesn't know how.
My
is it a radio show? And
I had to teach my mom.
My mom's like, when I leave the house, all of a sudden I can't listen to you anymore. And I was like, that's because you're on Wi-Fi. Like,
you got to download the episode,
you got to download the episode instead of just streaming from home. Anyways, it's been
turn on your data, Mom.
Never. Roaming fees, Martin.
Roaming fees? You're not in the... Are you in the States or what?
When I'm outside my house, yes.
You need to get a better plan, Jimmy.
Tune into another episode next week. I've been Michael Petrow.
Martin Navarro.
Jimmy Skinner.
And we're gone.
Bye.
Whew. That brought up a lot of